will say, I got that exactly right about. I bet they do it at 9:41.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I got that one. I get the first glass of rye tonight that I bought. It's 5 or 6. I'd have to rewatch my shit, but I think it was 5 or 6. Right. It might be worth looking up to see if this is happening anywhere else in the city right now.
Yeah. This is the spot because this is just where we've been the last 2 days.
Washington Square Park.
Washington. So the deal with Washington Square Park was that was like a block park, like a black bloc type people. So apparently a bunch of press showed up, and there was like more press than the people there, so they couldn't do anything because it's like awkward, and then the police just came and surrounded them. So it just was like, you can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I was there.
I'd have been locked up in most times. It's hard to even remember. And that's a real black queen right there, because she knew her song. She knew her song. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real.
Yeah, we met. I saw this like DJI thing, and I was just like,
That's all that matters to her. Just know.
It's just how arbitrary it is. Like, this guy's visiting his sister and they're like, yeah, he's pressed because he's got like a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
the best makes you essential.
I'm on my way to vote. That's the other exemption. On your way to drop off a ballot at the ballot boxes is another exemption. So you could just scream, I'm voting. Just literally have your... I'm gonna go back to my car. I'm gonna drive around the city, see what's good.
All right.
Yep. See you. So long. Let everybody know. Yeah, it seems like it. Well, I'm pleasantly surprised that they didn't arrest me. I know. Move out past Yeah. There's only some people booked it away. Yeah. The people who got arrested basically were people who like chose to stay.
Yeah. Nobody really gave a fight. Nobody fought back against it.
I'm DC. I'm John, by the way.
oh, good. They like arrested for
I'll just see
four protesters that were here, and then it's like only the 30.
Oh, sweet.
I'm a producer. So, yeah, I'm gonna see what everyone else wants to do.
There you go.
We were here, but they rolled out.
But yeah, 9.
Yeah, my people rolled out on Monday real early, and then I stayed back on Monday, and I was filming a shit everything.
Luke and co-produced where they kind of let me see what. Yeah. Let me.
right. I think it was about 5 or 6 people who were arrested because, like, basically everybody here is media. And so the police kind of moved in and then just arrested everybody who didn't have a press pass on. But there was really nothing. Nothing was actually happening. There was no violence. There was no like. No, it was a curfew violation. So it was just, you're violating the curfew, and then they opened up the fence. They marched in, and so I'm explaining to you and the live stream. They marched in basically, and like a few people kind of sprinted away because they did give 3 warnings across 10 minutes. Some people sprinted away, but some people chose to stay, and like 5 or 6 got arrested, and then the police were kind of looking around. Who's got passes? Who's got media passes? Right. Oh. And so like it was mostly media to begin with anyway. And so it was only like 5 or 6 arrested. There was one guy who was like here with like a car, with like music coming out of it, and so like they like took his keys and like the cops drove his car away. But like it was kind of a response to that.
I was coming down Market, and they're all staged on 52nd Street, like every single block. Like
The PPD.
Literally every block like has groups of like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, I've heard that shockingly, like this is actually like where the most action is today. Like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Like
I've been way south Philly, like some shit's being looted, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but like so I've seen a couple of like media reports, but like it might be kind of semi-protest related. But like I saw it said like 2 people armed with crowbars. It's like that's just like crime.
There was 4 fatal shootings in the neighborhood earlier today on Simpson. Like, I'm up on 53rd and Hartford, so like I sat around the house not doing shit all day.
Right.
And it was like, oh, another shooting. Oh, a double shooting. Hey, a triple shooting.
Right, but I don't think any of like I saw some people referring to like robberies that happened in the city as like looting.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think it was like actual like protest looting. Like I saw one that said like it was looting, but like it was literally a guy robbed a pizza shop with a machete. Yeah. It's not exactly Black Lives Matter.
There was a gas station that was robbed for $15,000 earlier.
Yeah. Like this is not.
It's like I don't need to know about that. Thanks.
This is just local crime. So I don't think. I mean, now that there's literally no one here except media, like.
Yeah, I was going to sit here
for a second, but I don't think.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to go down and check Citizen in like probably about 5 to 10 minutes, and then
Where?
Citizen's at.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just trying to check to see what's going on. Like I've walked from my neighborhood up to 60th, come back down and around, and then I chase the helicopters.
Yeah. Well, this has been circling
for a hot minute.
Like since about 8 p.m. We first checked out this spot at 8 p.m. and it's just been doing circles around this. This isn't responsive to anything happening. It was doing it when there was nothing here.
Gotcha.
Through when stuff happened and now nothing is happening again. And it's
They
still
brought
doing
the second one out for a hot second. I guess that's when all the arrests were happening. Then I saw another one that was like way up.
Oh, there was a second chopper put up at 9:41.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was like not that long ago.
Yeah. They announced it out loud. 9:41 was the official arrest time.
Gotcha. And there was another chopper that was like way further north of 52nd. So there's 3 that I saw, which were the same 3 that I'm guessing from last night.
I watched that. I'm like, oh god, I got nothing else. I got like
Market Street's all across this story that I just told you. 52nd's got a police line.
Have you checked out Washington Square?
I haven't gotten anything yet.
Washington Square Park. We started there at the beginning with like maybe a couple dozen people in Black Rock, but like a ton of cops and a ton of like press, so nobody was doing anything. So that was pre-curfew.
especially
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is nothing going on? Is that like,
Well, like it might be like just.
Direct this at the cops. They don't have to look at me, but.
I came from Market Street, nothing was up there. 52nd's got police lines left and right in groups of like 7 or 8. And it's dead.
Yeah.
So.
I heard technically there was a National Guard deployment, but
Yeah,
like.
I got told by the neighborhood that they're not going to mobilize for the weekend.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, well, they got large enough for it. The first night they were caught off guard. The second night, last night,
Yeah.
they came out hard. So, like, we got pushed back pretty fucking bad.
Do you see like
I got hit in the
a
ankle.
curfew like this would cause more
So much shit, yeah.
like this is not like, it's weird to me to hear like curfew because of protests. Actually, people are basically
like Minneapolis, like after 4 days did that, but it's like people are already burned out and hurting, so yeah.
Right, like people have to like rest and stuff. I mean, I guess there's some effect at which like the protest like effect saturates itself a little bit.
So what I've noticed from the community members is they're pretty sure like all this shit's happening is from outside people, but I'm like, no, like the people outside are definitely community members.
You mean people just saying with the outside agitator?
They know that whole narrative, but it's people in the community. Like I'll be walking down the street talking to people. I'm walking down the street.
Every city says that, but then like the numbers like in terms of arrests and like whatever like mathematically it turns out almost never to be true.
Especially in the first couple days, like you can't get that mobilization to get people out into a single city.
Literally the only time I've ever been in a city that had a protest that was accused of being like out of town people, like that it was actually true was like there was basically like things got hairy the night after the gigantic Al Sharpton march in DC. So like there was like 20,000 people at that, and then the next night there was like a few hundred people who protested, and then it turned hairy. And like while I was like filming them, like they were literally like, hey, is that the White House? Like they like it just wasn't, you know.
Oh god, that's crazy.
But that's literally in like 6 years of doing this. It's the only time I've ever seen that. For the most part, like people care about their own spaces, like, and so
that are getting looted are not the community stores.
Yeah,
like it's Walmart. I'm so happy.
No, Walmart.
That dude got fucking smashed last night. Yeah. It's like, dude, apparently like going straight up into people's faces and taking their picture. I'm like, that's a whole bunch of no-nos right there. Like,
I'm never going to endorse violence against anybody, but I understand your point.
Right. That's why I tell people, I'm like, I know my point, y'all don't have to agree with it, but I'm just like, bro, like, common respect, and if you're in this type of situation, you can try to get those shots without getting people's faces.
I think it's just being at a distance. When looting stuff happens, like I film people run in and out of the stores, but like I don't go inside the store to get the lighting, you know,
right.
whatever. But like if you're at a distance, like you know, people wear hoods, people wear masks.
Right.
It's just
Oh, they went with the van. That's why.
They're in the middle arrest van.
That sounded like one.
They're actually in that
The second
van,
van.
I think. Yeah, unless they're in two vans, but I did see them being loaded into that one, so I don't know. Do you know if they normally segregate the vans?
I honestly don't know. I didn't have a chance to really look at them yesterday because the only two people I saw arrested were two females.
Right.
Female presenting.
I understand. So the only person I actually got to like eyewitness going, because the police were mostly in front of it, but I did see one of the men being brought into that one.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll be on DC on Tuesday. I know. They're planning shit for that. But I probably won't be filming. I'll be on the lot.
Okay, right. So it'll be 4 p.m. BLM Plaza is kind of the call for action, but I think DC on election night I think is going to be like all over the place. Like I don't think that there's any. I don't think shutdown DC can actually control whatever comes about that night. So it makes sense.
Shutdown DC doesn't like to control it anyway.
Right. No, and I get that. So.
My Baltimore Action Movement group is definitely planning on being there. So. Yep, we'll be there. We had to go dark after that essentially the other day. Labor Day. The courthouse.
Oh.
That little group had to go a little dark for a while.
Right.
But Good Kids Mad City are still doing stuff and getting a little bit more up there. So. Yeah, the car hit somebody yesterday.
No, I know. That's why I was just gonna like, just in case, give some room there.
Yeah, that was crazy. They were over at McDonald's. I got hit in the ankle with a rock. Like, they were throwing short last night. That's bad. Jay, how far away is it?
Jay, where's West Oak Lane?
Right now it's all media. Somehow West Oak Lane just blew up.
West Oak
West Oak Lane.
Can you look that up on your map?
That's what somebody in chat said. You know, chat can always be questionable, but
Okay.
it's better than sitting here with the rest
Yeah,
of
there's
us.
nothing going.
Yeah.
So if we have a reasonable tip, I would say let's do it. Do you have an intersection? It's just you just have a street name.
You got an intersection? Oh, okay. Never mind. By car, 30 minutes away. So by the time you get there anyway.
All right. What did he say happens there?
Bus, an hour from us. Literally just got some word in West Oak Lane at the moment. Just blew up is all I've got.
ATM. Oh, at the moment. Oh, I thought they meant someone blew up an ATM.
No, they did steal an ATM earlier.
No, I know. I've heard that some ATMs have been redecorated.
Yeah. The cop van last night got redecorated with ACAB. I was like, yay.
Uh-huh.
66 and Alcatraz Avenue.
That's funny. 66th and Ogden's Ave. Do you want to look up that one?
Hold on. Okay. All right. I'll call you when I know what we're doing. All right. What is it?
66th and OGONTZ.
You doing okay to John today?
Yeah. Yep. Doing all right.
That's good. I meant to hit you up before I came out tonight. I was like, you know what? I'll probably just see him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were talking at the end of the night last night, right?
Over there on Market.
Yeah. What was it?
66th and
OGONTZ.
Back there.
Yeah, Bobby, right now the whole city, from what we've gathered, is pretty quiet right now. We're just trying to figure out how close things are and if we can get there. If it stays like this for much longer, I'm going to go down just to save my batteries. If anything goes live, exclamation point notify on Facebook. I'll be back on Prism with multi-stream, things like that.
at this point, the cops are basically just talking to each other, and pretty much everyone who's not media has left. So I'm going to kill the live stream and try to figure out where else to go, if anywhere. But it sounds like tonight has actually been pretty dead here in Philadelphia. Again, earlier in this live stream, and once I end it, you'll be able to rewind. But there was 5 people arrested. There's no violence of any kind going on. It was literally just they declared, well, it's past curfew. The police kind of pushed in riot gear and then just arrested the people who didn't have media credentials, and that was it. So I'm going to cut the live stream here. Send me messages if you are aware of somewhere that something is happening in Philadelphia, but otherwise I'm going to try to figure it out. So thanks everybody for watching.
I don't want to put their address online due to possible death threats and actions against them. So, but before I leave, I will definitely be donating something.
I don't know. Well, what? I mean, are you staying live?
I'm about to go down and I'm going to check Citizen and figure out what else. Like,
do you have access to that app as well?
Citizen?
Yeah. It's a free app.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, if you want to look on it and see what we can find, and if not, then we can just go back and file it.
Adam and Nikki said they're going by City Hall plus this will be post president.
Check it out.
All right.
We're going to go by City Hall unless we can find something else.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm ending my live stream now. I'll walk that way to back to 52nd with y'all.
amazingly stylish. I envy all of your clothes and the way you speak and teach us. Thank you so much for being here every Wednesday. Deliberating the amazing future!
Let there be no mistake of this time that we're in. Let there be no neutrality. At a time when a Supreme Court judge wildly underqualified, monstrously racist, hideously anti-woman. Let this be a moment where we confront and reckon with the cannibalism of hatred that even the foundation and the values that the GOP claims to have mean nothing when it comes to power and their own. And as lopsided as power seems now, where we have a Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, that would vote every single win that we've had, they would vote it down. Decades and generations of work, they would vote it down. After deliberating for mere months, as they rise in power, so will we. What becomes of the brokenhearted? We pick up the shattered pieces of who we were, and we attach them to swords and spears, and we build each other up, and we rise, because when we are surrounded by lies, you don't have to be here tonight, but you're here because we have come here every single day, every Wednesday of every week for months. You want to know what power looks like? I need only look at you. Every single time we talk about conservatism now, every single time we hear the term GOP, let's be clear that we are talking about the morally depraved, the morally bankrupt. There is no true conservatism anymore, because if there were, there would be a movement of them on the streets with us, condemning the evil and the monstrosity in the White House. There is no neutrality. They said that they were fighting for morality, and we saw that, didn't we? In the Reagan era, when the moral majority rose up, and politics and evangelism when they wedded each other, and they said that they were fighting for morality. And remember what they gave us? They gave us criminality, but what is criminality informed by? Class and color. And to justify police, they needed, and to justify prisons, they needed an unending supply of criminals. And so we look at each other instead of looking up at the powers that be. And we are here in the nightmare of a decades-long plan, but remember this, a plan that was started decades ago. Plans can be broken. Plans can be unmade. And this time that we're in, this is a time where we need to remake ourselves, reimagine what is possible, pick up the pieces. We are the broken-hearted, but remember that pain brought us together, but love is the thing that brings us back. When we were over there by the men's correctional facility, and a line of sheriffs tried to make a show of force, the vast majority of you understood what our purpose was. There will come a time, and the call will come, I promise you, but I told you, and you trusted it, and we told each other that the time will be of our choosing.
Man, oh man, I hit a hellhole. All bad too. It's all bad. So you guys, if it is going to rain tomorrow, I'm just going to take the time. If I can find me a good mechanic shop. I know there's a couple people out here on my stream, but man, they either the back.
How you doing, bro?
It's either the back tire. The back axle, not the back axle, the coil. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is, Josh. Look, I looked up under there. The whole axle is intact. All the bars, you know, it got different kind of bars attached to the axle, right? And the back brake drum, everything's intact, man. But you go to the back side of the car and you push it down, and it just drops to the ground, springs up, and just rattles like hell. The left back tire. Okay, shock absorber. Yeah, man. Yeah, but when you drive it, when you drive it, it sounds like it's banging, it's clinking, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I checked the muffler, I checked the exhaust pipe. None of that shit is, you know, moving. So yeah, I hit a hell of a a hell of a pothole. I said, man, this is going to be all bad. I hit it with the front tire first, and then I sunk in with the back. Said, bah! On my way to the room. Police over there. Police over there. Police over here. Yeah, no, whatever it is, it's loose. It's not attached no more. So I was thinking it was the coil. I was thinking it was the coil or the yeah, they everywhere. The coil or that's that thing. The coil or the shock. Oh yeah, I know. It's a strut, aka shock absorber, only like 50 bucks. Well, thanks for letting me know that, man, because I hit it in reverse. And it wouldn't do it. I hit it forward and it wouldn't do it. But every time I hit like just a slightest bump, a slightest shit in the road, like anything, click, 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 and then it smooths out. Oh, hold on, man. I'm trying to go to 55th and Pine. Let me figure this shit out. Make sure I'm going the right way. the street signs up? Hold on, let me make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, ain't nothing really happening over here, man. Maybe somewhere else.
Walking, taking what?
What I'm doing?
Yeah, what you doing? What's this camera?
What you doing, homie?
I'm trying to find out.
You trying to find it out?
Yeah, because we my peoples.
Yeah?
We black.
Yeah. Cause you think?
No disrespect to you.
Yeah.
We trying to do this shit right. Cause these motherfuckers out here taking advantage of us. So when I see video, I try to improvise my video and give you some real shit.
That's right.
I never give you false propaganda. That's what they doing. That's what they doing over there. I'll give you real shit. Want some real shit?
Yeah,
interview me. Right now.
Go ahead.
Let's go. Look, this shit right here, this ain't for us. The black people, they so fucking ignorant. That's why we ain't got no money. That's why we ain't got nothing coming. Because the black people were so fucking naive and ignorant to the bullshit. So now, I put my money out here. I put money out here. I put money out here. Because now, I can give me 24-hour store. They got them out here in abundance. So I can't buy one. So when I take this money, I'm going to take some money. I'm going to take some money. I'm making 24-hour stores for my black people. This should burn me up. They keep all our money. They got all our money. Before they came, I used to make $200 and $50, $250 off of cigarettes every day.
Every day.
Every day. When they came, I made nothing. And look, I'm a hustler by nature. Not by nothing else, bro. I'm a hustler by nature. My name Moneyhead. Everybody in this city know me, man. And this shit burning me up. Because guess what?
What's that?
We ain't got shit. They moving in. They conquering shit. They got shit. We ain't got nothing. So we trying to get something. So now, my job is to take the money to get something to start the establishment for the black folks. I'm taking the money. That's my job. I'm ready to take the money. I'm gonna be the first black motherfucker with a 24-hour store. No bullshit, bro. When I come back, I got it.
That's right.
My name Money, man.
All right, Money.
All right.
Woo, man. Boy, when he was hitting some of them hard notes, that breath, I'm just saying, his breath wasn't stinking that. I'm just saying, I was just scared of that COVID-19 side of the game shit.
Where you from, man?
From LA.
LA?
Hey, where you from?
I'm from around here. I live right over the street.
That's what's up.
Press,
Yeah, I'm a different type of press, homie.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Pressing on, brother.
I'm just pressing, brother. Pressing on down the lane. On down the road, brother. How you doing, man?
Yeah, we cool, man.
Good. Yeah.
So what's the name of your media?
Reg Incognito on YouTube.
You got a car?
No, just look it up, Reg Incognito on YouTube.
Reg Incognito?
Yeah. Hey, where's 55th and Pine?
You gotta go up here.
Yeah, I'm going the right way.
Yeah, I'm going the right way. Where's Incognito?
Yeah, Reg Incognito, homie.
What's some of these stories about?
All right, man, I just be following the protests. I do shit like Traveling Streams event.
Yeah.
Helping people out on Skid Row in L.A.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, all right, brother.
I'm Uwa.
Uwa? All right.
Yeah,
good name,
still
man.
going the right way. We going up here.
All right, got you, man. Hey, man, that dude, breath, he hit one of them hard sentences, and it felt like a heater just went across my face, man. I'm serious, man. So y'all couldn't tell, I'm trying to back up. I'm backing up, extending my arm and backing up.
Must be free. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No ICE.
Black and brown must be free.
No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free.
No Trump. No ICE.
Black and brown must be free.
No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No Trump. No ICE. Black and brown must be free. No Trump. No ICE.
Black and brown must be free.
No Trump. No ICE.
Black and brown must be free.
No Trump. No ICE.
Black and brown must be free.
Hey, hey.
Oh, oh.
These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. These racist cops have got to go. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 if we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down.
Somewhere around like 9th and Franklin or like 9th and Huntingport.
Make a threat so far.
Okay.
Yo, Reg, Austin, Zone, Mechanic, and Philly, we fix your car for free, homie. Come on, nothing in life is free.
All right, so man, this is what we're gonna do. 1934 is gonna handle the burglary and the VUFA.
Hey, I'll do that tomorrow.
He's gonna transport.
Do that tomorrow somewhere. What I'm going to do tomorrow? What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to wake up. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to
Sorry. Answer.
I need you back, Sergeant, gunshots. 9 court.
When I put that car in the shop by noon, I'm gonna get my room for another day or so. You know?
Marijuana.
Need someone to back.
United Code, your key holders on location at the Ray 8 on 29th Street. Support us out.
So you're there? Dr. Randy, you can resume.
Sure, I'm more.
Oh, I'm gonna go fix that
Okay.
tomorrow. You know?
Okay, I don't need no backup. I have backup.
I'm gonna fix that strut tomorrow.
Okay. So.
I believe we need.
Due to 1800 and Bentingle Parkway, can I have a set for a car stop, head stop?
Report of explosion.
Let's close out the rest, please.
Report of explosion.
How calm it is now, and nothing would happen to my
Good one.
son. If nothing.
But my dearest friend, actually, I cannot see. My dearest friend Ariana has just voted for the first time.
Say something!
It's a horror festival and like Sheila said that what's it called? Voting alone doesn't do anything. And that's why we're all here. Woo! And that's what really good.
Yay!
Okay. Some of the Youth Vanguard members have to leave. We love you, Aya. Hey, Cameron. Everybody who's leaving, you need to leave with somebody. Safety is the #1 priority. But we're gonna do Asada now. Asada is an affirmation of strength. This is where we remind us. Oh, before we do Asada, on Saturday, Halloween, Black Lives Matter Youth Vanguard is having a hashtag Get Out the Vote. Kind of event. It's an event. And it's called Get Out the Vote because we're watching Get Out. Daniel Kaluuya will be there. So, that's how we get people to actually come. Also, there is going to be food. That's my motivation. And also,
this your event.
Voting is also my motivation. There will also be a ballot box. And bring your ballot, bring your blanket, because it's going to be like a very chill kind of vibe thing, and yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's in Lamert Park at 6:00 p.m. on the 31st, Saturday, this week. Halloween. I hope we see you there. And yeah, we're going to do Asada now. So Asada Shakur is a warrior, freedom fighter who was exiled in Cuba. And we say this chant in her name. We say this chant for everybody who, is voiceless, for everybody whose lives were stolen. We say this chant to remind us that we're strong, because we know sometimes the world we live in, the cities we live in, our district attorney makes us feel powerless. So we need to remind ourselves that we always have power as, the people. So repeat after us in the same tone. We're going to start out in a whisper, and then we're going to yell. It is our duty to fight for freedom. It is our duty to fight for freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love and protect one another. We must love and protect one another. We have nothing to lose but our chance. We have nothing to lose but our chance. It is our duty to fight for freedom. It is our duty to fight for freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love and protect one another. We must love and protect one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. It is our duty to fight for freedom. It is our duty to fight for freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love and protect one another. We must love and protect one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose.
Phily, go dummy.
Damn, man, I wish I wouldn't have hit that damn pothole. right, let's go this way to 55th. You guys enjoy the neighborhood. I don't like that I'm walking in these little cuts in this neighborhood with all this press shit on me, you know what I mean? All I got is press on the backpack, and I got the helmet. I got the helmet strapped to the backpack, so that's outside, you know, with press on it. And I got the bulletproof vest on, and got press in the front. And shit. Nice little street. All right, let's roll with it. Let's go to 55th Street. This is Philadelphia for you. The fuck was that? Hold on, man. Oh, that was the GPS. God damn, they just got 400 murders. Damn, 400 murders? Damn it. I'm trying to show you guys Philly, though. I know I'll be on some weird shit. Did y'all see me in Chicago? Did any of y'all see me in Chicago? I got on one of them damn trains. I got on one of them damn trains, and I went to a piece of somebody hood, and I just went to this park. It was cold as hell. I went to the park and was hanging out, just chilling in somebody's neighborhood. Now they going down the street. The loud voices you hear is down the street. That way the camera's pointing that way. I see all the police up here. I see a lot of police. It's quiet though, man. Real quiet, real peaceful.
If we weren't out here, they would have shot him. That's what's up, though, man. I don't trust him. Fuck him. All right, mama.
Oh yeah, the cops, they want all the smoke tonight. They want all the smoke. I wonder if I can go up and make them laugh. Whose streets? Our streets. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, we're gonna shut it down. I should just start yelling that shit right now. See what they do. God damn, they want all the smoky smoke. You think I should ask this sergeant if bulletproof vests are illegal out here, just so I'll know? Should I ask one of these fine officers that's out here to protect and serve? Hey, you know what I just tell him? I said, hey, officer, can you do me a favor and shoot me one time? Shoot me one time in the bulletproof vest? Just hit me one time. Give me the sign, the consent form, and I'll do it.
Gift donated $3.33. Interviewed PD. Thank the cop. They want to go home too.
They don't want to be interviewed. My YouTube channel wants somebody to be interviewed. Oh, how about this one? How about this one? Why are you in riot gear? We don't see no riot here. Why are you in riot gear? We don't see no riot here. They getting this money, boy. They getting that bag. All they doing, look, all these people on overtime getting this bag. Hey, they smoking big cigars and shit. Smoking big cigars. Look at them. 1, 2.
Welcome back. Take care of yourself and be safe.
I will. Damn, they smoking them big Phillies. Look at this whole group in the Philly section. Hey, they getting that bag. Look at them. You gotta look close. I want to zoom in. All of them got the Phillies. Look, all of them got them big Phillies, man. Baller, man. Money. Shit. I should have finished school, man. I should have finished school. It might not be too late. Let me put my glasses back on, man. We had some people, approach me from behind, and Someone tried to blacken my eye. I don't want my glasses broke.
Girf donated $8.88. They put up with some shit though, right?
Yeah, they did, man. I give it to them, man. I give it to them. Oh, they rolling out. They rolling out. They all, look, rolling out like roll call run out, going that way. But yeah, nah, these motherfuckers put in work, man, throughout the whole US of A, man. Especially this year, 2020. Once this is all done, I'm just saying, like, once this is all over, they're smoking big cigars, man. They making that bread off this shit. The reason why I'm pointing out to you guys.
Louis Jordan donated $3. Explosion at 48 Florence.
Oh shit. The reason why I'm pointing out them in the cigar section is that I'm trying to make y'all realize that this shit is making them money. Look how they live. I'm just saying, you see the circle? They got the big cigar like, what's his name? Suge Knight would smoke. Man, they over there blowing that shit. That shit smell good. We don't see no riot here. Why are you in riot gear? All right, you guys. I'm just gonna hang out, probably back at that other street, and then I gotta plan out my day tomorrow. We're getting that damn car in the shop, get the strut fixed, and spend another day here throughout the rain.
Much love from Idaho fam. Solidarity. FTP.
Oh shit. FTP side of the game. God damn it. Temp press. I'm gonna have to tell them you gotta be arrested for that
Hong honorable members.
Shit.
Let's come back to that.
Okay, now look, I came this way down this street. Y'all want to see a different street going back? Y'all want to go down another cut? We should take a different cut going back. We already came down this little I mean, you know, it just looks empty, man. It looks very I don't know, man. A lot of the roofs are leaning. The looting side in the game is over. I gotta go to that Walmart, man. Let's go back to that main street by the train tracks and hang out for a minute, man. I just didn't want to go up in the room, even though I was kind of like a little bit like 10% on the I was like 10 minutes. I was like 10%.
Turn up to it, walk up this block.
No, you can go up. It ain't blocked off that way. Hey, I was like 10% on the stress side of the game when I heard my car like that. You feel me? I even went to Chase Bank, man. I went to the room, got the room, said, man, I ain't tapping out. I ain't getting no rent a car. I mean, no Uber. I went to Chase Bank, and then I drove over here to 52nd, and I guess this is Central. And then I went to the Chinese food place. Oh, I swung downtown after I went to Chase Bank. I swung downtown because it just looked interesting. You know, everyone was out, everyone was eating, enjoying itself. like whining and dining.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson Hong Hong Hong.
God damn, that shit is loud. Yeah, the reason why I got that pent up there, because I did see a little drama behind the speaker. So when you go to the chat, as soon as you get in, you see that pin. It says support stream using TTS. I was trying to see if don't nobody use it, you know, because I don't need to say, hey, there's links in the description box. People know the YouTube, you know what I mean, get down. So I was going to see if people wasn't really using it, then I'll get rid of this damn speaker, because it do, like the old lady in Rochester, New York, and when I was in Louisville, Kentucky, there's a lot of guys saying, oh, you making money. You know, they had money on their mind. It looked like homes. So, but that's at the first of the year. So, I mean, it seemed like it's working out all right, but if it ain't going to be that much use for it and people go through super chat, then yeah, I'm going to get rid of the speaker. West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spent most of my days. We are in Philly. No one's busting a grape tonight. Who streets? Who streets? Then all you do is you hear rubber bullets flying, then you let me hide. That shit be real, boy. You be like on something. Well, let me Google. You said there's a fire somewhere. I got, man, when y'all tell me something's popping, I got all the Facebook people that are out here. Let me check it out. I don't got no curfew.
Louis Jordan donated $3. Most of the action City Ave / South Philly.
South Philly? Well, I can check, trust me. When I tell you I got all the people's channels, and I got a couple people that all they do, nah, it's quiet, man. Oh, shit. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Damn, there's activity going on, man. So can someone find it? I mean, there ain't nothing but a line. There ain't really nothing going on, man. It's nothing but a line. And they got some protesters on the other side. And when they panned over there, there's no more than probably 20 people over there. But somewhere there's another line out here. So that's not the line. This is a whole totally different line.
Austin's own Hong 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 coupon.
I better walk a little faster before I wake somebody up with that shit.
Girf donated $3.33. Poo poo peeky mile linky stay super stinky.
Damn it, somebody's streaming my shit. Somebody's streaming my shit. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all stream my shit.
Trump 2020. God bless the police.
I stream my shit. That's how, look. Hey, WokeNet, I'm sorry, but that's how boring it is, because you usually have 5 or different streams, boy. Ain't nothing jumped off in Philly. I'm his only repost comment. Hey, I'm not mad at you. WokeNet, on the WokeNet side of the game.
Louis Jordan donated $3. No, that's where you came from, G. 18 dist.
Oh, yes. I think that's something, when I was looking at that spot, because someone don't got so much action, guess what they doing? They re-streaming some old shit. So when I was looking at that corner, I was trying to zoom in, and I could see that parking structure back there. So you got somebody re-streaming some old shit. Trying to.
Ali Happy donated $25. Love your edge. Thanks for what you do.
Hey, Ali Happy. Hey, no problem, man. I'm trying to be a little quiet too, like not over talk it, because what you getting out of this, you getting to see Philadelphia at night. You feel me? I mean, when I go back to my room with no bullet holes and not robbed of my merchandise, I'm gonna be smiling, man.
Blue Maple Leaf donated $3. Did you get my last stone no reds?
Yeah, I did. I did, Blue Maple Leaf. Yes, I did. Somebody restreaming my shit. They so dry. YouTube is so dry in Philadelphia. You had somebody at home actually sitting at a computer restreaming my shit to their little 150 something viewers. Here, let me show his. Hold on, is he still watching me? Hey, watch me. Look. He got 400 some people watching me. Look. Watch what I do. Hold on. Don't stop streaming me. Let me get my credit. Hey, you 400 people that's watching him restream watching me. Y'all 400 people just come on over here to the main source. Y'all people sitting on over there, you 400 people sitting over there watching him restream watching me. Just come on over here. Come on through. Oh, I love graffiti, man. This is not graffiti, this is art. Let's check it out. On the check it out side of the gang. What's up, bro? Check out the art real quick. On the Philadelphia side of the game. You got 400 something people over there on your YouTube channel watching me. You ain't right. Yeah. There's more over here. I just wanted to come get this stuff. The streets are crazy. Crazy different. Alan, thank you. in West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playgrounds where I spent most of my days. This is who drew it. Maybe I should be out here. Lights, lights, lights. You hear the woman in the passenger seat? Who you filming, you fucking bitch? I need to look in the mirror because I do not look like a bitch. Who you filming, you fucking bitch? It was a dude driving. They were Spanish. They were on the Spanish side of the game. Sweet the technique.
Thanks for getting out there and showing us what's really happening, Reg.
Oh yeah.
Stay safe tonight, dog.
Hey, Michael Coleman. Hey, yeah, appreciate it, you know. Man. Look at the cops over there smoking them big fat ciggies. Chilling, you feel me? Getting that overtime, that bag. Man, next year, them cops gonna be taking. You see them cigars they had? I bet you them cigars was way over $19.99. $19.99. These fools making these people money, man.
PT News is also someone who streams your live.
Well, shout out to them, man. I'm not a hater. I go on my Facebook itinerary and see who's restreaming my content, man. I'm not that kind of person, you know what I mean? I really don't care. I done gave so much shit to the media for free.
Shout out to my white Anglo-Saxon homies.
Shout out to the white Anglo-Saxon homie side of the game. Yeah, I ain't tripping off that shit, man. Y'all out here on the art show. We out here, y'all can't get a good view like that.
More love from Woke.
Hey, Karma jewelry. Karma jewelry. Oh, this is nice. This almost looks like Jim Carrey in the movie Mask. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, I know this truck right here to the left of me right now is running. I just heard it running. Now I know.
Yeah, we're watching you on Woke.
Shout out to Woke, man. Shout out to Woke on the Woke side of the game. Guess who? Hey, you tell Woke, you tell the YouTuber Woke, when I'm at home, guess who I'm watching? How did I know? How did I know to pull that up right now? Because I'm subscribed to Woke. I watch that. That's what I watch. Woke got some of the best. I shared Woke's footage last night on my Facebook page to help people see what was going on in Minneapolis, Washington D.C., and Philly. Yeah, I watch Woke. He breaks down. He when there's something popping, he got them. He got the full screens. You'll go on some people's screens. Sometimes they showing kittens and dogs and then they'll have one box with a protest. And then you see right now, you got a streamer filming some old shit that happened on this block earlier, making it feel like it's at this moment, right now, this time. That's garbage. Yeah, you guys, when you want to see some shit and it's really cracking, and he's able to accumulate a couple streams, you go to WOK.net. That's who I watch. I mean, I got everybody. I got Red Pill. I got Livonia News. I got a couple other people from streaming Philly. I got a host of streamers on Facebook. I got a host of streamers, live streamers on Facebook. Are you serious? They got 400 murders this year? That's a lot of murders, man. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Look where my room is at. I'm in the nice, lavish section of Philly. Look down there. I'm gonna zoom in. Look down there. That's where I'm at. In the city. I'm down there where all the lights are different colors and people are out there holding hands and drinking smoothies and sipping tea.
Was watching someone's restream and wanted to say it's never too late to finish school. Free GED online class and PA Community Learning Center. .org.
That's real shit, man. I kind of wish I had that, man, for real. On the
Publicreport.org donated $5. Reg. You the lavish side of the game. Respect.
Hey, thank you. Public reporting. Yeah, thank you guys. Hey, I got a problem with my strut or my shock. I hit a pothole hard. So I'm going to do that and get that in the shop. That don't mean I got to wait there to be in the shop. So wherever the shop is, maybe I'll go stream that neighborhood. Hopefully I'll try to find something close to downtown, and that way I can just drop it off and then walk downtown and give you guys some of that. And then, you know, spend one more night here, go back over to here where the guy got shot, stream on that block in that corner for a while, and then go to Washington, D.C. All right, that's I just got to see, you know what I mean? Washington, D.C. to Philly is like a hop, skip, and a jump. That's the donut side of the game.
Woke means brainwashed. Feelings over facts is cray.
That's what that shit mean?
What's up, Reg? Stay safe out there. You're the best boots on the ground. Peace.
Fireworks in the city. Yeah. At least I'm getting to show y'all. You got a couple YouTubers. One that's showing a replay of some old shit and got people watching it. You got a brother that's watching me. And it's kind of dry out here. But at least you get to see the reality of the neighborhood a little bit. The condition of the neighborhood, the buildings. You get to see how the police sitting back smoking them big fatties. Man, they living good, man. I'm not mad at them. If it wasn't for YouTube, I'd be saving cans every month. That's a fact. Cans and plastics. So shout out to the people. Got this bulletproof vest on, this big ass, heavy ass backpack. Stream sniper. Stream sniper.
I'm watching you live to see you bucket down.
No. What's up, homie?
What's up, man? No bullshit.
Shit, you for real?
I'm dead ass, bro.
I'm
watching you live.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah.
Watching you live and seeing you walk down.
Hell yeah. What's up, bro?
Fucking perfect on this block, bro. You chilling.
Yeah, I am chilling, man. It's cool, man. You been watching me for a minute? I'm good, bro. I don't even smoke right now. Yeah.
People in chat saying same car passed you 3 times.
Fuck it. There was a white car that passed by you. I'm like, yo, let me see what's going on. I'm right here. Don't show the Andy though.
Yeah, no, they wasn't tripping. I aimed the camera at them, but I got stuck with saying, hey, turn your lights on out. And I didn't get it out. But if you was driving past and someone went like this to you, you probably you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to say.
Listen, I lost my voice arguing with the cops last night and all that. We only out here for peace.
Yeah.
We're not out here for no violence and all that. You feel me? Like, that's really all I want to say. If the live chat watching, man, you feel me? Philly quiet. We don't want no smoke. We really just chilling. Y'all can follow me.
Thanks for streaming, D.
Lego J Blaze. This guy right here, he a good dude, genuine dude. You feel me? He just trying to show you Philly don't mean no harm. We just want justice.
Beautiful, man. I'm happy to be here.
Hey, brother, you be safe out here, man.
All right. What's that channel again? What's your website?
Oh, Instagram is Lego J Blaze. LEGO _JAY_BLAZE. Sorry, y'all lost my voice arguing with the cops. We gotta do better. Black lives definitely matter out here. Once again, you definitely.
All right, Jay. All right, bro.
For sure.
All right.
I'm about to go back to watching the stream.
All right, yeah. Hey, I didn't know what it was. You see, I removed my glasses. Every time I see something funny, I remove my glasses. All right. Yeah. That's what's up, man.
I ain't bullshit.
Yeah, look at you. I see you. All right. Woo! Shout out to Philly, man. Much love, man. I don't never come in no one's city, no one's turf. Disrespect, you know what I mean? So this you could tell is way rougher and realer.
You've donated $3.33. You have talent, honesty, and now a portfolio.
Yeah, thank you. I come from some rough streets, man. But I could tell like this neighborhood right here. I'm sorry some of you homies that's watching me from the LBC on the sneak side of the game. I'm just keeping it real. Some of these cities have put their foot in our ass, and that's why I claim LA so much, man. Once I got to go to LA and live in LA, and we don't have Bloods. We have 2 Crip neighborhoods and a half that are really one whole gang at one time. And then we got some essays. When you go to LA, you got multiple Crip neighborhoods, multiple Blood neighborhoods, multiple, and I had to be on my toes, man. So yeah, man, shout out to Philly. I love it. Man, I should have asked that brother where's a good mechanic shop at, man. I should have asked him. I should have asked him for tomorrow. Hold on, you guys. Let me put my glasses back on real quick. Jay Lego Blaze. Shout out to Jay Lego Blaze. Make sure y'all check the brother out on Instagram, because when I'm going here, he might be showing something that end up popping off, and you'll have it from Lego J Blaze, you know what I mean, on Instagram. I didn't bring my good glasses out. I didn't bring my new glasses out. I'm not doing that. Man, TikTok is the shit. Anybody else say like me sometimes?
You're on a new mission. Skid Row does miss you, but God has a plan for you and feet. Peace.
Robert Paulson, yeah, man, I'm not done with that. I'm trying to figure it out a little bit. because I had a one-track mind.
Hey Reg, have you at all seen Kyle? Seen Kyle? Seen Kyle?
Nah, not seen him, but I kept it on the download that, damn. Oh shit. His, oh yeah. This might be on the real side of the game. This might be on
Dead Man Griever donated $3.
What's up, homie?
Not everyone could do what you do. Enough respect, G.
Huh? What happened?
I said you making an article about it?
No, I made sure. Oh no, I'm just strolling through, man. Came out here from Detroit, from LA. Yeah, I came out here to show my viewers, because I got a lot of viewers from all over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he just met some thorough people from West Philly, man. Leafy 54.
West Philly side of the game.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. He didn't want to be on the camera side of the game. It's all good, homie. Yeah. The trenches. Man, I heard y'all got like 400 murders out here. Woo! All right, well, I'm trying to get out the street. I don't want to be 401. I don't want to be on the 401 side of the game. Ah! Hey, you guys. When I see these brothers, though, guess what? In my neighborhood, I used to be the big homie. I don't claim that shit no more. I don't want to be the big homie no more. That brother has something in his pocket. That brother with the dreadlocks had that goddammit in his pocket. They seen me and came out because you guys is making the speaker go off. So, but when I see these young men, you know how old I am, right? I got gray hairs on my balls. My balls, I just gotta go there, man. Sometimes the whole balls is gray. A lot of these brothers, man, if I could be like a mentor for a couple words, I would try to do it. But you also know, like Pop Smoke, you can't never forget like Pop Smoke. You gotta watch some of the company you go, some of the places you go, cause you know, some people will jack you and kill you for like your tennis shoes. You get what I'm saying? There's a dude in Detroit, he got jacked for some glasses, murdered. They got the glasses off him, still shot him. Killed him. So much, he said, I'm in the trenches. On the trench side of the game. I'm sorry to say some of these people that built.
Girth donated $3.33. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Probably everybody come from the neighborhood got a little bad in them, you feel me? That brother was just starting off, man. Everybody change. Everybody go through stuff and change, man. I'm in the trenches. Man, Jay Lego. You didn't let me know I was in the trenches, dog. On the trench side of the game. Hey, thank you, Joe Hammer. Thank you for becoming say you gave $5. I guess you became a member too.
Honorable members of the zone helping with car repairs hung on Reg.
Oh no, we're gonna be good. I hit a pothole. I'm talking about a pothole, man. The city should be ashamed of itself for not fixing that shit. and that car slammed in that back thing, man. I swore that my trunk was moving. I swore my gas tank.
Reg, you're the best in the game. Stay safe.
Yeah. That's why some of those streamers be on the channel ranting and shit. Like, I want to do these neighborhood videos a little bit throughout LA.
Reg, the zone is with you. Keep up the good work. You are a watcher in the end of times. Be safe and Deus Vult, friend.
Yeah, I'm being safe. I'm not out here for no drama. I'm not out here to cause any conflict with anyone. But a lot of those streamers that be talking tough and yelling and ranting, they really can't get out here, you know what I mean? I seen this streamer going off. Yeah, I don't go to protests and shit.
September, and so far there were 20 felony charges against protesters that he wasn't like allowing to be a sponge for the record. So since we are out here every single day yelling for y'all protesters, we came to give him a visit and let him know that he needs to. I do have some more with those cases. He related the ones like people that were shooting protesters and called that protest related, which it's not. Daniel has never, besides one time in Auburn, and that was 2009, close to this year, charged any officers for anything It was this year? Okay. This year, that was his first and only time he's ever charged a police officer for any type of manslaughter or any type of murder.
And no bail. He's asked for no bail on that officer. And the judge was like, you're out of your frickin' mind, no bail. And he showed up on a second-degree murder charge on a summons. He wasn't put into, which the judge also was gobsmacked.
This officer also had 2 previous accounts of murdering somebody, but he is the King County prosecutor, therefore he does oversee, his office does oversee everything that's happening, and he claims to let people go if they're peacefully protesting, which is bullshit. There is no correct way to protest. So if we could just make noise for him, and again, if you guys want to send him an email, there is actually a template that you guys can, and I can post it later so that I don't have to dig it up right now, but there's a template that you can send him telling him to free all protesters and to not charge any of them, because he, as a white man, doesn't get to fucking decide what's good protesting for a Black Lives Matter movement. Like, literally, that's fucking insane. He's this weird-looking ass white man who has, like, the smallest head and the biggest forehead, and it's, like, all very squished into a tiny face. And I just don't think he should be the one to decide. Who do you want to say hi to?
You charged one time for one murder he committed. But you go to 2 spoilers. All people of color. But you only get them for one.
So, if you've heard some of that, we're at King County Prosecutor Daniel Sattenberg's hood. And
the day after he said he wasn't going to arrest Ian Burke got to resign from Seattle Police Department.
Also didn't arrest the murderers of Shit Taylor as well.
Those guys are, matter of fact,
no one.
Michael Spaulding just was at somebody's house for a disturbance call. Literally, Michael Spaulding is still a cop. He's one of the officers that killed Shay Taylor. Scott Miller's the other one. Michael Spaulding was literally just at somebody's house harassing him for a disturbance call. There's nothing about that. He wants to prosecute protesters for expressing how they feel, allegedly.
hello, Canada. Thank you.
It's wrong, but in all reality, how do you get the right to tell somebody how to express themselves? When you say, well, they're committing these violent crimes, well, the police been committing violent crimes for centuries, and you ain't did shit about it. For over 10 years here in Seattle, you ain't did shit about it. So don't try to say all these protesters are doing wrong. The police been doing wrong, so what's your answer for that? Literally. You have no excuse for it.
There has been over 500 charges since he has been the King County prosecutor for people assaulting police officers, and there has not been one charge of a police officer assaulting. And like, raise your hand if, I don't know if this is going to be a good number, but raise your hand if you've been assaulted by a police officer. Has anybody gotten that police officer charge that assaulted you? No?
I didn't even, why would I even bother?
Yeah.
I feel like,
yeah,
I'm actually file suit for mine. And it's a 3-year statute of limitations, so I'm gonna pursue that with these things when I have time again.
And I will say for the record, for me personally, I never filed an OPA complaint over my little incident with Mike Solon, because my view in filing an OPA complaint on that is it would be just completely a useless process.
I like what you did there.
They set this kid's bail at what, $25,000. Raise your hand if you have that much money. Shit, I don't have that much money. I have 300 grams. That's shit. And for something that was, I'm not even gonna say the alleged charges, this is bullshit. And then the same time, you know, the officer who had zero bail, you know, like, that makes zero fucking sense. This kid is a houseless individual. There's no way that they could have paid that. I mean, and then, so when they didn't get the $225,000, it was lowered to $75,000. But still, like, raise your hand if you have $75,000. He does. Okay. So that's what I'm saying, like, that's some shit right there. You know, for a kid, you're gonna just, there's a video actually, I don't know if y'all follow Tia, photographer, they've been with us for a long time, but they just like, they skipped over the white person in the car and like, oh, we want you. And that's when they got him. And it's just like, I'm just saying, when I was younger and coming up, you know, hearing about things that happen, it's like, oh no, you know, people say like, this is the way it is, and like, maybe this is not the way it is. But no, it's fucking racist. It's exactly what it looks like. All the time. There's never like, oh, maybe it's just this. It's never like that. And to wake up to that reality every day is like, I don't have words for it. But that is the shittiness of Dan Sugarberg. Hey, Dan, you want to come explain yourself, bro? I mean, you see you tiptoeing around in there like you're a little church mouse. And shit. Come tiptoe out here, man. It's not that far of a walk. You got a mask in there. We'll stay 6 feet apart. Come on, bro.
I think this also goes hand in hand of what I was saying earlier. Washington is a blue state. You know, and we look at blue as more progressive and such. Blue's going to care about these minorities and black lives and indigenous lives and people of color and immigrants. I think that they would care because they're blue, because blue is painted as the gooder party, right, for us, or what we think it is. But here we are, living in a blue state, and we have this asshole who is literally never charged a cop for assault and is attempting to fully what I feel like should be locked away in prison, thrown away, and not even doing that.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Trying to ruin lives, you know? And I'm sure there are many other cases you can look them up. I mean, you can do it, that's a problem as well. But just like young kids getting locked up for nothing, ruining their lives. You know what I'm saying? And that actually, that plays into genocide. Do y'all know about genocide? Y'all know what constitutes that?
Oh, no,
Taking families, breaking families.
Y'all know if somebody needs an ambulance, there's 4 elderly people that live down here, and an ambulance comes down this road a good bit.
Hey, we'll definitely move for them.
Y'all have to move the car.
We'll move for them if they come. We'll move.
What'd you say?
We'll move when they come. If they come, we'll move. No problem.
Okay.
No issues.
Okay, I'm glad it wouldn't be your mother that said that down there waiting on an ambulance for some people that wants to protest to move their damn truck.
Hey.
Oh, we'll move it. No problem.
No, hey, ambulance ain't never had a problem over here,
no
friend.
problem.
Chill.
Have a good night.
Hey, I started the Black Lives Matter movement.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
All right.
We have found Antifa headquarters right outside of Dan Sattenberg's house. We have it on audio. We are outside Antifa headquarters at Dan Sattenberg's house. This gentleman here is claiming he started Black Lives Matter. He was here
because we're talking. No, that she started the Black Lives Matter because he likes black people. But he couldn't be pushing for like
Black Lives Matter.
Police on scene.
Black Lives Matter. 100% at least. 100% at least. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. To black communities. To black communities. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. What number was it?
We got a little confused.
What is happening? Okay, from the top.
Damn.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. 100% at least. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. To black communities. To black communities. Black Lives Matter. All the protesters. All the protesters. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. No new youth jail. No new youth jail. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Johnny Durkin to resign. Johnny Durkin to resign. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. No. Justice. No. Black Lives Matter. You don't get no peace. You don't get no peace. You don't get no peace. Shut it down. 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 Shut it down! 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 Black Lives Matter! Indigenous lives matter! Immigrant lives matter! Every day! Every day! Every day! Every day! No KKK, no racist USA! No cops! No KKK! No racist USA! No racist USA! No racist USA! No racist USA! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Kids in cages! Kids in cages! All the protesters! All the protesters! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
It's assholes like this why the recidivism rate in this country is so goddamn high for black, brown, and indigenous people. Because the system in which we represent doesn't give those people a fair chance. People like me. I've been through that system. His predecessor was no better than him. And it's guys like this who keep perpetuating that to people, who keep systems like this alive. Because he thinks he's doing the right thing. Not really, bro. Because you're sending them to these systems where, you're sending them to these prisons where there is no rehabilitation at all. If you look at the prisons here in this country compared to other places, and look at the recidivism rates, it's way lower. Because they actually rehabilitate. This country does not believe in rehabilitation, just like they don't believe in reform. 2 R's you don't fucking believe in. Fucking shocker. Because if you don't teach people how to reintegrate themselves back into society after they leave that carceral system, you got a good chance of them coming back. So which means you got a good chance of making some more fucking money off of them. That's all it is. That's why this country does not rehabilitate people. Because they want them to come back because it's a fucking business. The prison industry is a $1 trillion business to these motherfuckers. Literally.
Slavery was never abolished. That shit
It just got better for them. They just made it legal.
It was easier for them to hide it.
They just made the shit legal by sending people to prison. Because that's the only way you can be an indentured server or be in some form of slavery is if you're being punished by a crime, for a crime. Come on now, that's bullshit.
The crime is your existence. The crime is looking like me. That's the crime.
Just having a tattoo is not real fuck if you look like me. The first thought that, oh shit, motherfuckers. First thought is gonna be, damn, let me go this way, across the street. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. That is the cop in your head telling you that this is wrong when it's really not. Kill that shit. Kill that shit. Literally. Because we ain't nobody in this country free till we all free.
All cops are bastards! All cops are bastards! All cops are bastards! All cops are bastards! Black lives matter.
Hey, because blue lives is not a thing. Blue lives is not a thing. The only thing blue lives do is lock people up who they don't even understand. They don't even take the time to understand. Literally.
This is not fucking Avatar. This is not fucking Smurf.
I was gonna say.
Literally.
This is like when you pop a fucking Smurf, you can take your fucking uniform off. Skin can't be taken off. But knowing y'all asses, you don't probably tortured some people and took their shit off.
Hey, I gotta be. If I saw a legit blue person walking down the street, I would be taking a
There
bath.
are blue people.
DD side.
They're great.
Yeah.
Okay, there are actual blue people that live in the world, like away from everyone in Philadelphia. It's that like has like I don't know. Ours is such a small population to where there's a lot of
Inbreeding?
inbreeding. So
That's not what they're talking about.
yeah, but that's not because they don't even give a fuck.
Education is important. We need those people that there with their drums.
I really want to know, like, how many mentally ill people you guys encounter a day, huh? How many people with going through mental crises do you guys encounter a day? No, it's a serious question. Because I want to know how you guys deal with those situations. I really want to know how you guys deal with those situations. Like, I seriously want to know how you guys deal with those type of situations. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Charlene Lyles was killed because she had a mental illness. Renee Davis was killed by police because of a mental illness. Walter Wallace Jr. was killed because of a mental illness. So it's imperative that I'm serious. Because I really want to know, like, how many people with mental illnesses do you guys encounter? And how do you guys respond?
Us as in Normandy Park?
Yeah, you guys right here personally, you two. Personally? Yeah, personally. As officers.
I don't know. Are you fucking kidding me? That's a life or death and you don't fucking know how to respond to people with mental illnesses?
Walter Wallace Jr. was killed because of a mental disorder he had. Walter Wallace Jr. was just killed because of it.
But that's how you treat us, so why would we engage?
Because how don't you know?
Because you kill my people.
How don't you know though? Like, you should know more than that.
These are
Your first response shouldn't have been, I don't know.
You asked me how many we encounter.
Okay.
I said I don't know.
Okay. So when the ones you do encounter, what is your response? Personally to dealing with those situations, is to walk up, tough guy with your hand on your gun? Or how do you respond? I want to know, like, genuinely.
Genuinely?
Yeah.
I usually try to stay calm, voice low, try to understand what exactly is wrong. Are they in, what type of mental crisis are they in? That's a big difference, because somebody who's autistic and somebody who's having like a bipolar breakdown are two very different situations, right?
And you shoot neither.
I'm sorry.
And you shoot neither. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for reminding them they needed it.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Finish.
I see why.
No, go ahead, finish. Go ahead, finish.
I can see.
It's truth though, bro. Because you guys do kill both.
I would love to engage in discourse with you, but it seems that
you is all of us.
Yeah, this
you
is
is all of us.
Yeah.
Because I don't do no talking about this one especially. That
You're
goes
not
without
going
saying.
to answer questions coming from a bunch of people that are constantly harassed by police because you're too scared. You're too scared to step out of your comfort level. Well, imagine us. Imagine us.
Because you're afraid of pushback?
Imagine
Because you're afraid to be pushed back on what you're saying?
I like reasonable discourse, a conversation.
Reasonable? No, that's pushback. That's called pushback. It's called, I can disagree with you and still say what I have to say. And that doesn't mean that the conversation means any less.
It's a conversation.
It's just called pushback.
No, I understand that, but when statements like, you know, you're not supposed to shoot those people are being made, it's
That's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth because police in America do that. It is the truth. Don't run away from the truth.
I had a serious question.
Yeah, but they do. They do. They do. Wait. They do shoot and kill white people. But disproportionately, they shoot, kill black, brown, and indigenous people at a higher fucking rate. It's not, we never said that. We never said that. We never said that.
You can actually look, you can do age, race, and the place, and look at why that person was shot, killed, arrested. You can put in the type of crime. Do your research first. White people aren't killed. More of y'all, but there are more of y'all. Yes, white people, and the fact that you're not enraged that they're killing your people, that's a fucking shame. The fact that you're not enraged that they're killing your kind. Because I'm pissed off that they're killing mine, and I'm gonna stand behind mine regardless. Just because you don't give a fuck about your tribe doesn't mean we don't got to.
Bro, it's historically proven. It's historically proven. History has been repeating itself for centuries, dude. It's been historically proven. Like, I'm gonna give you an education lesson. I'm gonna give you an education lesson.
Make a joke about
Everybody says, oh, all lives matter and we all have the same opportunities. Okay, so historically we don't. See, because historically, if you look at history, that's actually fact.
The cops always go oink oink oink, sorry baby, oink.
Historically proven, every time black people do their own thing and actually amount some type of wealth or some type of stability for themselves, guess what happens? Just imagine, just guess what happens. Can you guess? Do we all want to tell them what happens? On the count of three, we can tell them what happens every time black people get something for themselves. Guess what happens?
White people
two, three. White people don't tear it down and steal it and burn it down. It's all the same shit. White people come destroy what we build.
All right, let's do our
It's crazy to talk to a white person, but you want to engage me. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's some bullshit right there, bro.
No, seriously, I'm tired of hearing that statement of white people are killed by the police too, because they fucking are. But the fact that white people aren't out here for their people shows. Because y'all should be mad too about your people getting killed. Nobody's gonna get kicked off the stage if they come in front of everybody and say, an officer killed my white family member or did this, and this. You have the right to grieve as well. But y'all just ain't out here for your people the same way we are. That's all. Don't be mad at black people for fighting for their people.
Fighting for you too.
Low key, because all this change that's gonna happen because of this literally affects them the most. It's gonna help them the most. Let's be real. It's meant to benefit us, but it's gonna help white men like that the most. Because the system is never gonna allow it to not work for them.
Right.
No matter how much we tear it down. And even if we do abolish it and build something else, there's gonna be somewhere in there where it protects motherfuckers like that. Period. So instead of fucking complaining, come participate and help get the change done, motherfucker. Goddamn. All you sitting there doing is, you're sitting at home anyways, your life's passing you by, you decided to walk out to your driveway, you might as well come over here and participate. What the fuck else is you doing? Just saying.
I care about all races being killed by police officers.
Exactly.
I don't see that as a good thing. Also, like, I believe ACAB, but I will cry if a black officer dies. But not because he was a cop, but because he was black.
Period.
That's my truth. I care about every single person that is killed by police officers because they are literally supposed to protect and serve. Protecting you isn't killing you. And it's not my fault that black people, or anyone's fault that black people are writing hardest about what's going on.
Yeah! Why'd you turn the lights off?
Are we ready to do the visual? Oh, he did turn the lights off.
He's a hoe. He's a hoe.
Lighters?
Bro, you guys do not want this one. This one's a little tweak.
Let me see it.
That motherfucker
But
tweak
it
like a
still works.
motherfucker.
I lost the rest of my
That shit tweak like a motherfucker. I wouldn't touch that lighter. That motherfucker work on its own.
3 units. CGP?
Yeah. Those guys should have told him it was chill. Wrong bucket. Oh, sorry. Not that bucket. Not that bucket. It is the pocket master, baby. You are the pocket master. So these people are crazy. What is wrong with society?
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. It is so mind-boggling how many people are still oblivious to what the hell is going on around them. It's completely stupid.
I'm gonna ask this question now, so when we're done with the vigil, we can talk about it. As a King County prosecutor, what do you think your role is to the Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and the community? That was wrong because I said the BIPOC community. What do you think your role should be? And when it comes to cases that involve police officers or anyone at all, how do you think they should go about it? I just want to have a discussion about that after we light these candles and have a moment of silence. Somebody else want to light candles?
No. Give me one dang lighter. No, because every time my lighter goes out, it never comes back.
Can you pass on your lighter?
It never comes back. Every time my lighter goes out, it never comes back, and I'm always asked out without a lighter when I need to smoke. No, don't be just coming over here for that.
Let me see, baby. You're ruining Lou's stream. Let me see.
Ruining or enhancing?
Enhancing.
That one.
Are you gonna put me in the rocks, you creep?
Can you just give it?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Here.
Thank you.
Here, honey.
Darren, nice to meet you. I'm Sophia. Darren, what do you think of how many police have been killing Black people? Just like this summer alone. You have Ahmed Aubrey, you have Floyd, you have Breonna Taylor. You, like, literally, the list goes on. Like, I think I lost count at 34 people, and that was in September.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, anytime a life is lost, it's
No, but just specifically, let's talk about police, not all lives.
Police
Well,
killing Black
yeah.
people.
I'm saying, yeah. I mean, okay, if you just want to talk about
Police killing Black
lives that are
people.
lost, where police have killed people or people have died.
Not people have died. It's
You know,
police.
because I mean, some of them could be legitimate self-defense on the part of, you know, I don't know. I haven't researched every single
Well, what are your
incident,
thoughts?
right?
What are your thoughts on police brutality?
Well, I don't know that most police officers are intent on brutality, and that's the way they're thinking about what their job is. I really don't see that.
So even if
I mean, I've known police officers, both white and black police officers. Okay, more than one black police officer.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? I heard you say that you haven't done a lot of research on the cases where people were dying, and you feel like it was Wait 1 second, I'm not done. You feel like it was self-defense. So when I hear about the ones that you did do your research on, where you found out that in your research and investigation it was self-defense, can you say their names of the Black people killed?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy. You thought Trayvon Martin was self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, I personally talked.
This is a person who lives in the neighborhood who's actually willing to come out and have a conversation, and so for whatever that's worth, I feel he deserves at least a few points for coming out and having the conversation.
But basically, you know, there's, you know, he had some, George Zimmerman had some suspicion that something was going on, right? Okay, he was concerned.
Let's finish.
You know, he was concerned about something, and so he called the police, and there was conversation, and some people did say that they said, just quit following him and whatnot. I don't know why they said that, and I don't know why he kept following the guy. I'm not sure.
The kid, the child.
Huh?
The child.
Yeah, I think he was, I don't know his age. Was he 17 or 18 or something?
No.
Or 16?
No.
I don't know. So he kept following him. There was some sort of an altercation, and somehow George Zimmerman ended up on his back.
Put on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope all at the same time.
Maybe someone want a lighter to help.
Maybe we should have gone from the inside out.
Yeah.
Let's see if this chub
Is it
is still
possible
talking.
to bring it in close because the candles are going out? Maybe on this.
There's I don't remember all the details, but that's not exactly how it happened.
So he self-defense. He was using self-defense against the person that.
Yeah, I mean this.
Wait,
this
hold
is
on. I let you talk. Let me go. He was using self-defense against the child that he was following, a grown man following a child. Yeah, stalking, harassing a child. But he was self-defending him against the threat that he followed.
What threat did he really have? He had some Skittles in the goddamn Arizona,
I think
Stop playing with
it's
us,
a
bro.
bad deal.
No,
Okay? I'm not
he should have
for
went to prison.
The
is what it was.
situation.
You are.
But I'm saying
what it
I
is
wasn't.
racist.
I
I know
wasn't
why he
there.
followed him.
I wasn't there.
You said
for the
I don't know why
trial.
he followed him. I know why he followed him.
Because he was a black kid.
Because he was black. Because
exactly
it
why
was
he
racism.
followed.
So you have that one case that is from a long time
Well, how
ago.
do we prove that?
What other cases that do you have that weren't
But I'm saying I actually personally talked to the actual one of the
And I
actual
talked to
lawyers.
his personal mother.
And
I know was his mother. Was his mother there?
Were you there?
No, but I'm saying they
Was
take
the lawyers
they take
there?
all the
Well,
evidence.
no, was the lawyers there? Was the lawyers
What
there
evidence?
when
They
the
only
kid
can
was
get
dead?
evidence from
No,
the
bro.
man who murdered a kid. That's the only
I'm
evidence
saying though
they
that
have.
so you're saying that everything that all the evidence and all the eyewitnesses, all the phone calls, everything,
The eyewitnesses.
all that was fabricated. Yeah, there's people in the apartments that verified the stories, I believe.
No.
You believe, that means you don't know, so you can't say that.
So
you keep saying I believe, that means you don't know.
This was a case that was national,
Oh.
and so
That
everyone
literally
talked
means you
about
don't
this.
know if you keep saying
But
I
that was a
believe
minute
this,
ago,
I
so
believe
let's
that.
focus on at least,
It
like,
means
the
you
last
don't know.
past-
You have
let's
no
focus
facts
on
to
the
back
last-
that
And you're
up.
right.
Let's
I don't
focus on
really
the
know.
last
I
4
don't
years.
know all the facts.
Who
I'm just
have you-
saying that.
So why are you
what
speaking
cases
of
have
it?
you looked
Trying to
into?
prove
Closest bit of information that I have is that I personally
Okay, move on
talked
from
to an
Trayvon
attorney
Martin.
or heard from the
What
attorney,
cases?
right?
So that's one. That's
Yeah.
one. That was unjustified, but let's say it was justified.
Yeah.
What other cases are you looking at? Because you said most cops, so I want to know what other cases
What do
you
you-
know
what do you
about.
mean,
When
most
black
cops?
people are being killed by police, you said it's because they're protecting themselves. You named one case. Name some more.
Well, the one where I don't remember all the names, but the bigger guy, it was at like a convenience store, and there was a cop in the car, and he told him to do something. He didn't do it. He tried to grab the cop's gun. I can't remember the guy's name.
The only
But
one
So the
anyways,
cop was able to keep his
but that
gun
was
and get in position to shoot
even
him.
African American people testified.
It's black.
Yeah.
Or black. Either one.
It's not a bad
Or
word
do
to
you
say
like
black.
Yeah, it's okay to say black. It's not a crime.
Huh?
It's not a crime to say the word black.
Black or African American?
No, it's black.
But, like,
you
it's
like
black.
black? Is that what
No,
It's
for
called black.
example, you don't know, like, if I was born in a country in Africa.
I just don't. I'm
or
trying not
America.
to offend you.
Yeah,
That's all.
just say black. We said it's on their
Yeah,
shirt
if
right
you
now.
want to be called African American,
But you don't know if
whatever you
my
prefer.
You don't know if
nationality
we-
is American, United States
Right,
citizen.
right.
You don't know that. So black.
Right,
would be
right.
like-
So black is more general, and you're least offensive.
No,
without
if you know the
knowing,
difference
right?
between race, nationality, and ethnicity,
Right.
then you would know.
Like if you see there's a white
It
guy,
doesn't
you don't know
even
if I'm
just
from
That's your
Italy
race.
or
See, I wouldn't call you a
right.
white American.
Right, so you're-
I just call you white.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where I'm from.
Yeah,
right?
nobody goes around saying white American.
Right, right.
That doesn't
So why
make
would
any
you call
sense.
us African
A,
Americans?
a person from Russia is still white, but
Yeah.
they're not white American.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess
You
I
should
guess-
really do your research. It doesn't sound like you do it often. It's kind of this conversation. It makes it so much more fun.
I don't really make a big issue
It makes
of
it.
this.
It makes
Well, you
it
should.
so much better
You
when
should.
like you have.
I think it's
Wait,
I
When
think
you're
it's
holding
really-
these opinions, you should have stuff
I
to
don't
back
treat
it.
black people any different than I
sounds
treat
like-
white
When you're
people.
holding these opinions, you should have
You know?
stuff to back it up.
Even if you don't think so, even
Yeah.
though there is a racial bias, so you probably do. the person who's in your doorway, lady with a camera, and the guy who thinks he created Black Lives Matter.
Well,
like, your people do.
He's
Your
got a
people
sense
do.
of humor.
Okay,
too.
but your people
Oh, that's humor to you.
That's
humor
He's
to
just
you.
a funny guy.
That's humor to you.
Can I ask you something?
That's white
Why is
humor.
he saying that Black Lives Matter funny though? Wait. Why is Black Lives Matter funny?
No, I'm saying from his perspective.
That's what he's saying. He said, I created Black Lives Matter. He said he's a funny guy.
Because
he's making a joke.
most of his friends are black.
That
and,
doesn't
and he
mean
took
shit.
care of them. Like he was friendly to
listen.
them. He's
That
Black
means
Lives Matter.
nothing, bro. That means
that's what
nothing,
he
bro.
was
Hey,
saying.
listen, bro.
Yeah.
That means nothing, bro.
What do you mean it means nothing?
He can have black friends. Is he black? No. I have to live this every single fucking day. This color does not change.
No.
It doesn't.
Neither does this color.
Exactly, which means you have more
What
privilege than I do.
oppression are you
Which means
experiencing
you have
from your color?
What oppression do you really experience, bro? And you'll never win this war.
Wait, but we're not even trying to
It's
have
not
a
a war.
We're
White,
not
I'm presuming, because that's what you look like. You look white passing, so what are you?
No, I'm not. I'm Asian.
Well, you look white
It's
passing.
called white presenting.
Exactly. You're still white passing, which means you still benefit from this society that benefits white people because
Well,
you're
what if
white
I go
passing.
over to what if I go to a country that's predominantly a black skin country?
Black skin? There's no such.
We're in this country.
What the fuck is black skin? It's just a predominantly black country. What the fuck is
Okay,
black
Sudan,
skin?
Sudan.
Just say predominantly black country.
Because I have been to Sudan.
Fuck your peace.
never gonna be because of me.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something about disturbing the peace? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been over there, so.
Can I tell you something about disturbing the peace? Charlene Lyles was at home and killed by Seattle Police Department. Sean Fear was holding his 1-year-old daughter with his back turned toward the police and was shot and killed with holding his daughter.
And Charlene's Taylor watched her die.
Charlene is
all
lost.
for
No, listen.
You don't understand.
Listen. Can you hear me out? Can you hear me out first? Can you let me finish first?
Yes,
Please
I
stop.
do.
Can you please stop interrupting me?
I know more than you think I do.
Oh my gosh. This is what's wrong with white passing people and white people. They always they think they have the right to talk over people. You don't. Right now in this moment, you do not. I was talking first. Was I not? That's not even neither here nor there.
I was saying
either way, you're
disturb
talking.
the peace and you
Exactly, I'm trying to explain to you
yelling
why we're disturbing your peace.
Why?
Because black people are still being killed by the police, and you're
But
just sitting
I'm
here worried
not
about your
doing-
peace being
But
disturbed.
I'm not doing it.
But you're not doing shit to stop it either. But sitting here worried about your peace being disturbed.
Can you actually where I've come from?
But can you
Who
tell
I've
us what you're doing for
dealt
Black
with.
lives that are being murdered? Like, can you actually tell us what you personally, both of you guys, are doing for Black lives in America? Like, you might support the cause.
Well, I'm involved in a group that dads that tries to, get, both African American, black and white dads reunited with their fathers. Marvin Charles, he's the.
I know, so if you work with dads, you might even recognize my face because I spoke at your last conference.
I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a friend of mine, a personal friend.
The fact that you said we're disturbing your peace, the fact that
I
you
appreciate what he's doing.
I don't have peace because I cannot.
I recognize.
Well, do something about it. Don't be sorry. Do something.
I know Marvin and Jeanette.
I would not come in and disturb your peace.
What peace? What peace do I have as a black person?
I said if you had.
I mean, I'm going there
Oh my God, that doesn't
tomorrow.
apply. That's
there.
I mean, if the sky was fucking green, the sky is not green. I do not have
Share
peace.
with us where you come from. We want to hear you. Where do you come from?
Tell us. Go ahead.
We're here to listen to you.
Listen.
And it's in our time. I want you to know that it's in our time. We've been marching. I'm a father. I got 3 kids of my own. I've been marching every day so that we can get to have these conversations with you. So I want to hear from you. I want to learn. Please tell us where you come from.
I'm not going to be put to tell you my life, my childhood.
But you were just offering it to us.
Respectfully.
I'm an immigrant too. I'm also an immigrant. So please, I come from Mexico. Tell me where you come from.
Can I also say that everybody has a place where they come from. Everybody has their backstories. But that shouldn't matter when you're saying we're disturbing peace and saying and you acknowledge that these individuals out here, these black individuals, do not have peace to go back to. How, as human beings who have and empathy, how can you be okay having peace when you know and acknowledge that people, and not just people, black people, when you're saying communities, I wouldn't go into your communities and disturb peace and then saying they don't have peace, and saying and recognizing that. How can you as a human being be okay with people, black people, not having peace?
I'm not okay with it.
So, great, I'm happy to hear that, because I'm sure as hell not okay with that
People, I'm
either.
so serious. Do not touch me. Do not touch. Don't touch me.
But if you're not okay with that, then what do you, then how are you doing something about it?
She was not willing to have a conversation.
Hey, don't.
Oh yeah, stay on their lawn. No, it's okay. Stay on their lawn. Stay on their lawn, but don't go.
Stay on the side,
Yeah,
but also
make sure you stay, but you're
You
not
can't be
welcome.
doing that.
No, yes, we can. We have the right to not be.
But this individual is putting cameras and a face without a mask into everybody's face and putting people in danger, and it's just been asked that they put on a mask and please stop getting into people's face and space and putting a camera. That's what's been asked, and there's been no interaction. There's been communication.
Hold on.
No, it's
Hold
not
on,
the
I
police.
wanna hear it.
It's not the police call. I know the phone number she just called. I saw the number.
Either way.
Well, you can't be blocking somebody from walking on a public street.
Oh no, but if somebody's
Put on some different shoes.
And if they're touching your back, just because you're going like
Your
this.
toes
to
are
move,
touching the
yeah,
ground.
you
I'm
can.
saying that.
Yeah, you can.
It doesn't.
Man, that don't make shit, bro.
Did we do our visual?
Let's go do it. Fuck these guys. Let's go.
Cause goes well or not. It's like it's for basic human rights and black lives. That's the cause, and like that's the most
Skin on
important
your
thing.
face than your body.
I told her she looks like she eats children with her neck.
When people's when what makes you comfortable is more important than
Let's
literal
all
life
get
and
back
death
into
and
the
basic human
barricade and
rights.
just don't let.
Man, y'all fucking suck.
Y'all suck off for movement, what looks good or not good, optics, what's polite or not, matters more than black lives die.
Let's all get back over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you see, you made me trip over the dog. I look at your face and say,
And that is terrible. It doesn't justify anything. But like,
millions of people killed.
I think
No, let's get back over.
We're talking about all over the world.
Can we all get back over?
so people need to do things to stop those terrible things, like
I'm
this.
not disagreeing that things need to be done, but I'm just saying necessarily doing something like.
Does anybody not remember it? Remember what? The question I asked? What do you think as a prosecutor or any prosecutor at all, what do you think that person's role should be, especially when it comes to the BIPOC community? And I can go first. First of all, I don't think that person should be white, because that person is going to come into cases where people aren't white and they have that bias. They also can't assess correctly. This is my opinion. They can't correctly assess if someone was being racist towards this group because they're white. And white people think everything's not racist when it is. So for me, first of all, it needs to be a person of color or a black person or an indigenous person that can correctly do this job. I also think that it should, these cases when it comes to BIPOC people, they need to be looked at closer than when it's non-black people or indigenous or people of color. That's my opinion on that, my stance. Do you want to go next?
I mean, pretty much all of that, and then on top of that, I think most importantly, there should be somebody else before them that determines whether that happens or not. Besides these asshole cops. That's not, they don't do shit. I mean, like somebody that's independently somebody else that determines what happens to these BIPOC youth. Because obviously white people do not need to be making those decisions, because we clearly see what happens. Lock them up and send them up the road and destroy their lives, and now they're just fucks for the rest of their lives because they live in a society that doesn't offer any type of rehabilitation or any type of opportunities once they've already been in that carceral system. So there has to be some type of intervention before it even gets to that point where they can go up that road. Because I believe with proper structure and a little bit of guidance, there's a way you can redirect people. There's a way to redirect without trying to send them up the road trying to redirect them. There's a way to redirect them in a way that's productive to them. Especially these BIPOC youth, because that's in the BIPOCs period. It's just, you have to meet them on their level sometimes. But if you think, oh well, the bar's way up here, and you can, all you gotta do is reach up there and just try your hardest and you get there, it's different. It's not the same. So you have to have somebody that can meet them where they're at and divert them from that, get to these guys like this guy. That's my opinion. Just
I'm thinking a lot because I mean I don't really believe in any part of this current system at all. And you know, to get to a prosecutor, like it's police and like all that shit, and I don't believe in that at all. The other side to that is like, well, then what do you believe in at all? Like, what do you believe in? What is the answer? And I'm learning that. I don't know yet. But that's just like, I don't know, food for thought if you want to take it. I just, you know, thinking about BIPOC who are accused of crimes. I mean, we need to assess the whole thing and understand why they're committing these crimes, right? And are they really crimes? You know? Oftentimes we talk about like small things. Like I know kids who have been locked up for like stealing something small or whatever, and then their life is ruined, like gone. They'll never see the light of day because they're just locked up in a box and abused inside that box. And I mean, why do you think that kid allegedly took that small thing? Because they were in need. Why was that kid in need? Because we live in fucking white-ass America, founded on blood, bloodshed, disgusting spirits, evil. That's why. Because the system ain't for us, never has been. That's why fuck this system entirely. This is why we must build something new. And I don't know what that new thing looks like. I just know this ain't it.
Can't get no worse. Sure.
Who's next? I'll point y'all out. I think these are important conversations to have.
River, you wanna go? Verbatim. Come on, verbatim.
No, I don't got nothing to say.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
Just happy tonight to be out here. And I definitely agree with everything you just said. The system definitely needs to be rebuilt. We definitely need to be put in the hand of a BIPOC person to make decisions for all lives. And this is definitely beautiful that all y'all came out, you know. It's serious. This is what's gonna make changes if we all just keep doing this every day. Stay consistent.
I'll say something different. So we've talked about how a white person can never understand what we're going through right now, and that's true. A white person can never see it the same way we do, or feel it the same way we do when we experience racism. A white person will quite literally never understand. Even if you're disabled, even if you're queer, even if you're trans, literally you will never understand. You might get a little taste of it, but never at the same level as black folks. And so if we can agree on that, why are we allowing white people to make decisions for America, which is supposed to be a mixing pot? Why are white people in power? Like, I'm not saying there shouldn't be white people, because don't get me wrong, we have an amazing logistics culture and it's diverse, and there are white people. But it's not as these white people make the decisions, but they help. And it should be like that with whatever system we have after this, because white people can never see life through the same eyes as black, indigenous, or people of color. And they can't. Therefore, they cannot make decisions for them.
You done?
No, I'm done.
I'm from the South Mexico, Acapulco. In the last 3 years, I've given myself permission to watch like really awful videos about people getting tortured. When I first started getting informed about how many people had died as a result of the war, the drug war in Mexico. 2 million people, I believe. That might be a low number. In the last 10 years, that's a lot more people than all the wars combined, and that's just south of the border. That's where I'm from. I come from, like, I was an immigrant. I was an undocumented immigrant for 15 years. And so when I see this movement, I'm here because I was just like, I was here, and all the time I felt awful. A lot of people that I even know, like, I disconnected myself from my life because it was hard to see. I had to stop seeing. So many people died. So many people, and that's from all the guns that come from the United States. And so, when I learned about the apathy that people are here, kind of left me hopeless, you know. But anyway, I've seen a lot of good change lately. So, thanks.
I think that a person in this position should be someone who is BIPOC. But I think at least until we've abolished the system, there should be somebody who's been through the carceral system. I'm come back to that. I've thought about this for a sum total of maybe 5 minutes, so this is not a thought out, this is food for thought, this is not a full-blown opinion. But I think at the bare minimum, having somebody who understands what kind of trauma that does to a person and holds the gravity of it, rather than just seeing it as a way to disappear people. I think that's a responsibility this person should have, because that is literally the job. You should understand that you are effectively dooming actual human beings with actual human lives, not just, oh, this person is not a person, they're a problem, and I can just get rid of this problem and go home and never think about it again. I get fucked up.
From that standpoint, it's total.
I think prosecutors shouldn't see themselves as being like on the same team as police officers. They should be serving the community. And a prosecutor should never be able to accept a defense plea where an officer is saying that they are scared of an unarmed black person and allow them to get away with making that argument.
We did an analysis, our group, based on the record of a King County prosecutor for only 4% charged cases that they brought to charges went to trial. 4% got their constitutional right to a trial. And of those, only 75% were trial by jury. The other 25, so 1% of all cases were a trial but by a judge with no jury. 79% of cases are plea deals. And what they do in the court system is, we'll give you this, and maybe you get some house arrest or whatever, but if you don't, then we're going to nail your ass to the wall.
Yep.
And then your public defender will say, well, you're just better off taking this. And that is how Dan Satterberg and his ilk, then when it comes up to re-election time, go, see, I'm tough on crime. 79% of the cases that came across my desk ended in guilty convictions. And the whole system is broken, because the reality is, if all of those cases went to trial by jury, by their constitutional right, the court system would collapse because we've made everything in this country illegal, and we do it to keep the BIPOC and the poor populations down.
And it's so crazy you say that because a lot of times what they do too is they give you these deals that are way less than what you were looking at. And then it's like, but you know you ain't did nothing wrong, but it's like you have this fear in the back of your head like, bro, I know I didn't do shit wrong, but bro, I'm scared because if I do this and they figure it out like this, bro, I'm fucked. I've been in that situation, bro. I've literally been there. Literally been there. And that shit's crazy because you're thinking like, damn, bro, I know I'm going somewhere, but it's just like, how long do I really want to be gone? How much do I really want to miss? How much of the time with my family do I want to miss? What's going to happen when I'm gone? Like, that shit's really real, bro. And that's how they get 79% of plea deals and all this time out of people. Because it's that fear that's instilled in the back of our heads, like, bro, I either got to do this or this. And it's that taking the lesser of two evils. Shit. Bro, that's why it's important to know your rights, because if you know what you're doing and you know what they can and can't do to you. Bro, that's why it's important to know your rights, because if you know what you're doing and you know what they can and can't do to you, then that's more of a chance of you have not being in that predicament. Because that shit's real. That shit is hella real. That fear of being gone for 10 plus years when you know you didn't do shit wrong, but because of how the system works, it's a real possibility that that's what's gonna happen. It cripples you to taking the lesser of the two evils. And they're happy because they got something. They got a win. They got what they wanted out of the deal. Their conviction rate goes up for that.
Exactly.
They get what they want. Why do you think the Feds got a 98% conviction rate? Because they do it in such a way, it makes people think like, damn, I'm really got, like I ain't got shit else to play on this. So you take whatever deal they give you. That shit's real. That fear is really real.
This kind of goes a different direction, but I think even when it comes to prosecuting people for the crimes that they commit, I think it also takes a heart to look at these cases. Like Elijah said, are these really crimes and why were they doing it? I think that's something that should be considered. From personal experiences, I think we were 12, my brother was 13, and my brother allegedly broke into a store. But we were homeless. We would sleep at bus stops. And so he's breaking to the store, and while he's in the store, I remember getting a call from him, and he's like telling me like, what clothes do you need? Also their cash register, I can't get it open, allegedly. And telling me all these things, but this is because we didn't have anything. And the reason he was doing this was to provide for the two of us. I have way more siblings, but at the time, my siblings would split off to their friends' house, and some of us wouldn't have friends' houses to go to. And he ended up running from it. He never went to court, and then when he got adopted, that came up, because obviously we're in court again, so that we can get adopted, and that stuff came up. So he started going to court, trying to get that expunged from his record, even had like our family attorney come in and explain the circumstances, like, this is the case, like, they were homeless, they were being abused and neglected, so that's why this child did this. It should be expunged from her record, because they were just trying to survive. And they didn't expunge it. It's still on his record to this day. And so every time this is the only example I can think of. I don't agree with the military, but when he was 18, we know how that whole system works when they try to get Black and BIPOC kids to join. And he tried to join it, but he couldn't because that was on his record. And still, when he tries to go do other things, that's going to be there. Like simple jobs with cash registers. It's harder because you have this on your record. But you can't sit there and tell the person that's trying to hire you, like, hey, I was homeless at this time. I was like 13 years old and I was poor. Like, are you not considering those things with these kids? You're fucking up their lives because they're poor or because they're BIPOC, and it's fucked up.
It's illegal to do that shit in this country. It's illegal to be a BIPOC poor kid in this country. It literally is. Assholes like him show it every single day why it's illegal. But instead of understanding, you criminalize this shit. instead of trying to actually do some good in these kids' lives and help them and maybe divert them back a different way and giving them the resources that they need in order not to go that way or whatever the case may be, you criminalize them and you criminalize their behaviors and you send them up the road and hopefully they'll learn from it, but they don't learn. Because at the end of the day, when they come back, if they still don't have those same, if they're still in the same circumstances they were in before they went, the same thing is gonna keep happening.
Yep.
The same exact thing is gonna keep happening because you're not rehabilitating, you're taking them out of that situation for a little bit of time, and then you're putting them right back there. It's called institutionalization. That's how they institutionalize people. That's how they keep them going back to those institutions because at least there, they have a set schedule, they get fed, they have a bed, they're good, they don't have to worry about shit. Imagine if you gave them those same resources on the streets, who knows what they'll do with them. But I have a good hunch that it'd be a lot better than what they're making it seem. I'm just saying, like, you can't
get re-traumatized in these institutions. You know, they get the basic, well, not even all of them. I mean,
right. Not even all of them get that.
Fed and like, I mean, it's disgusting. Like, it is disgusting. Like, if you want to see, you can go on Reddit and like look at like CO confessions and shit like that. Like, it's real and it's disgusting. And it's like, you know, just as you were saying, like taking them out of their already shitty situation and then putting them into another shitty situation because they were trying to get out of that one. Like, it's just a whole cycle of like, it's a trap. It's like, it's a trap. It's some kind of, it's like a fucking cult or something. Because
definitely a cult.
If you know, we look at some things like, oh shit, that's taboo, that shouldn't happen. Like, oh, trafficking underground, that's bad. That's what this is, in broad daylight. And no one, not us, but like, not enough people care about it.
The majority.
Yeah.
That 1%.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck.
But well, this is happening. They are the criminals. The fucking system. They are the criminals.
Well, look at California with the wildfire firefighters. So California, if you're in the prison system, they're like, hey, you can go fight the forest fires, and we're going to pay you slave laborers to do it. We're going to train you everything to be a firefighter. And then when they get out, up until a couple of months ago, sorry, you got a criminal record, you can't be a firefighter. And the only reason they made the change is because COVID had wiped out the number of possible firefighters to deal with the fires in California that were historic this year. And because the numbers were so depleted and they had the need, the forcing function, and that was the only reason they made the change. Why would you make them jump through all that hoops, dangle that carrot, and then say, fuck you, you can't be a firefighter. But thank you for serving and protecting property while risking your life.
So that's what they do. It's the same thing. They'll let you give them your money to go to school to be something in their system, but the second you try to be something in their system, oh, nope. It's always like that. To be real with you, the only place you can really be a felon and actually make a good enough ways to do something is construction. Literally.
Only a felon on record.
Literally. Like, I'm in the laborers union. The laborers union is made up of 80% minority and people with backgrounds. Literally. Because we can go break our backs for this system to get paid that money, but we just can't advance to it. We can't get to a place where we can own something in there. But we can break our backs for it though. And that's bullshit. And 9 times out of 10, those opportunities don't even arise. Construction opportunities and opportunities like that don't even arise unless you come out that system. Unless you go through the carceral system and come out. Literally. Because that's the only way I found out. Literally, that I could even possibly go that way. So I went through that system and came out. But again, it just shows you that they'd rather destroy your life and watch you come out and struggle to pick the pieces up versus giving you a foundation to possibly build on top of. The system doesn't believe in it. It never has. It never has believed in BIPOC people. It never has. And I think it's about high time that this shit starts believing in us. We make it believe in us. Because goddamn it, ain't none of us gonna get nowhere until all of us get somewhere. And can't none of us do this without the other. It's like somebody over here always says, I'm not gonna put him on the spot, but Pike Place Market wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our immigrant brothers and sisters, or siblings in general. There's a lot of things in this world that wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people who are not white. Black and BIPOC people. There's a lot of shit that wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us. So I think it's about high time that we all change that shit and change the way this shit works. That shit's bullshit. Because can't none of us coexist here without the other. Literally. If you ask me.
The conversation has redirected, but you can also speak on this. But I would like, we would all like new voices. Again, these conversations are really important to have. If we're painting a better future, we have to do it together. That's why we're here, right? Unified. Conversation matters. Chanting isn't the only thing.
You can always write something down and ask a friend to say it for you. If you're nervous.
Right.
But also it's okay to just, fuck up your words as much as you want to here.
I'm a prime example. I'll be fucking up my words all the time. I'm like, I'm making really something.
I'd like to ask if any any white people here want to share their experience and difficulty with their family members, close friends that you might not talked to and have not considered talking to because you know that relationship might turn out to be challenging. Does anybody want to share about that, or you feel nervous about talking to your family? Are there ways in which you can be helped to be encouraged? This kind of thing. Any white person going through those things?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to my parents today. I mean, it's hard to call it progress. I don't know. I mean, I think I shared a lot with them about last night. I talked about mental illness and struggles with my own and with the institutions involved. And they just, I mean, there's no imagination that they could even be racist. I mean, just saying it is so, I mean, even like, I've been talking to them for like a year about this stuff, and I mean, even now, it's like, I feel like they're actually even starting to listen, or like, that they're on their heels in even the tiniest way, but I mean, I've committed to keeping on talking to them, and that's good. They're agreeing to, but yeah, I mean, they're in their 60s, and that's a lot of unlearning. I don't know.
It takes time in conversation sometimes. That's something I have to work on too, is like immediately after saying it, like they're not going to get it, especially after thinking in a certain way for a long time. It takes a little bit. Sometimes it takes other people longer. It takes a minute. And I've said this before, but every white person standing here is racist. Like, regardless if you want to admit it or not, you guys uphold the racist system, regardless if you want to admit it or not. And it takes a long time to unlearn it. It takes a lifetime to unlearn that privilege and habits that you have. It's not easy. It's not easy having conversations is what I'm saying. It should be easy to unlearn racism, but it's not easy having conversations kind of.
I've been having some really difficult conversations.
Spam those hearts for your moderators. They're working really hard tonight. Let them know you appreciate it by spamming those hearts.
And I think that it can be hard to kind of consciously be bringing up these issues that, will cause a further divide. I think especially I think I'm privileged enough to have parents who typically we get along really well, and they're really compassionate. So it can be really easy to just kind of fall back into these, you know, we're only going to talk about things that we agree on, or we're only going to, just like stay in harmony. But I think that's kind of just, that's exactly what I think when, like, kind of using that privilege, you know, if you have this access to these people who are sitting there and listening to you and willing to have these conversations, you know, there can be like this kind of cognitive dissonance, I think, too, about how they have thought their whole lives, but they have someone sitting in front of them that they trust saying something different, and like Kathy was saying, like, that's just such a long, difficult conversation to have, and it takes a really long time. But obviously it's really important.
I think that price on colonization is really high. It took such a long time for these systems to get close where we are today. Like, possibly justice now and having the conversation to reverse that is just as important as it is for BIPOC people to be decolonizing. It's important for settlers to be settling and breaking down those viewpoints of the systems that were created as a root foundation of our country. To think that it's not going to happen in a week because colonization didn't happen in a week, you know, it's these systems, you have to put in the energy and put in the effort and be willing to take time and know that if it's going to be a 5-year, 4-year, like 3-year conversation, then it's going to be that in order to get to a certain point.
I'd just like to add to that, I know that a lot of us who are white are having maybe some uncomfortable conversations right now. I remember in 2014, I'm Drea, by the way, I'm from Flint.
Michigan?
Flint, Michigan, yeah. I lived there during the water crisis. I moved here like 4 years ago. I lived with my family, and in 2014, Ferguson was going on, and my dad was definitely a Republican, a major conservative. I got in so many fights with him about everything that was going on, and it was exhausting, even though he was seeing all of this really, you know, racism happening around him with the Flint water crisis. Like, it took a long time, but my dad, I mean, it's the bare minimum, but he says ACAB now, like, it took a long time, but, you know, and like, he talks about it all the time, like, he thinks things that are racist, and then he stops himself right in that moment, and he's like, this is racist. So, you know, it's hard, and sometimes, like, I went through times of not talking to him, and sometimes that's what it takes, is, you know, like, sacrifice.
I remember I used to sit in the back of my car while people were away. My family decided to talk about people, and it was just so nasty, disgusting to me. Like, yeah, I put up with that too because, I don't know, I just saw things differently. I know nobody can see how I see it. I can't see how anybody else can see it from the perspective. And that's a beautiful thing, and that's to be able to come together with all those different perspectives. But like, yeah, now I have a 6-year-old sister. I get it on me. Your grandma will probably know me. Get my bottles, these bottles are look at people and send with an open heart and an open mind, and to want to understand, and not like always be able to understand, but to just pitch yourself forth and like open yourself to experience everybody's experience. Yeah, it's I don't know, good, like, you know, like seeing that in the new generations, and I hope it keeps happening because of the
but then I realized with some people, and this kind of goes against what I'm even preaching, right? Because we should keep having conversations, but I realized for myself at this moment, I cannot with some people. You know, like people who were like, who I consider my angels right next to me, like people who I looked up to in my bloodline. I can't, you know, because I can't look them in the face knowing that, you know, we're the same. And it's like, to be honest, it's like, I'm not just fighting for your black ass and you're gonna like go ahead and wave your fucking American flag talking about like, you know, the police. Like, come on now. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? So I love them from afar. I have love for that. I have no hatred in my heart. But I just realized that I will not. I refuse to use my energy and turn that into something negative and let them make me become upset when I could take that very same energy and put it toward the greater good.
That's really on the wire, and this performance is really on the wire between your obligation to progress in this movement and your obligation towards taking care of yourself. And this is super different between white and black people, because you know, if I'm having a rough day and I'm already gone, I maybe don't have room for that conversation, but I am obligated to never entirely stop having that conversation with my friends and family. But you guys shouldn't be forced to educate anybody who doesn't want to listen. And that's nuanced and convoluted, and it's going to be different for every single person depending on their identity and the people around them and who they're talking to and what they're doing. But it is complicated and nuanced, and you have to think about that, and you have to say, where does my responsibility sit between to yourself and to other people? That's something I've been thinking about for really this whole movement, is when can I step back and when am I obligated to push myself, and is this pushing a growth pushing, or is this a damage pushing? And I think that's my favorite perspective on this conversation. I think it's really interesting.
Just kind of piggybacking off of Elijah, it's also like what you said. Also, black people, BIPOC people are having to have these hard conversations too. Like an example is yesterday, that man that tried to run through the crowd, that was a black man. The I-5, that was a black man.
Yep.
Some of the incidents in shop, those were black people. And at the beginning, when day one when it all started happening, all of my family was talking about it. And some of them even went for the first couple of days because they've seen that it was happening. And then finally I got to go to a Sunday dinner because I kept going out to marches, and my family, I would consider them really close, and to be really blessed to have such a big family that all stays connected. And so every Sunday there's dinners, Saturdays there's parties. My family's really close, and so I finally got the chance to come to another Sunday dinner. And my family was just talking about it and really happy, and they had been seeing it on the news all over their TL, and they were really happy about it, but they weren't really having conversations with me about exactly what this movement meant. They just were seeing it as people are going out there because of George Floyd, as they should. And then it starts to go on, and then my family starts to get pissed at me about me not being around as much, or about me being out late, or even mad at me about me almost getting killed multiple times. Seriously upset and yelling things like, who do you think you are, Dr. Martin Luther King? You need to stop going out in the streets. And those are hard conversations that I have to have too. The last time I was at a family gathering and I was only there for an hour, I was on the balcony with my uncle and he was talking to me, and I started crying and telling him that it's not right that you guys don't talk to me, that you guys don't check on me. Every time I have a conversation with y'all about what's going on, y'all don't listen. And those are hard conversations that are happening in black households as well. Because just because you're black doesn't mean you care about this.
there are a lot of black people with colonized minds. A lot of BIPOC people.
I already said she was Asian.
Like it's really hard to have these conversations. It's especially hard to have this conversation with my white birth mom who thinks that she's black and she's like 0.0 black. And so these conversations are also happening in black households. You're not alone. At least 2 more people, please, that haven't spoken, add to this conversation.
I reposted something like that, and he texted me and he was like, you need to like delete that off Facebook. And you know, I was like, you know, why? Like, what do you, or he said not all cops are murderers. And I was like, well, I didn't say that, but like, you know, different issue there. I was like, I said arrest the cops who murdered Breonna Taylor. Like, if you don't think that was murder, check out your facts, go look again. And he had the audacity to say to me, posts like that will get good people killed, like good cops like killed. And I've never been like disappointed in my dad before or felt so little respect for him, but that was really fucking rough. I cried really hard, and a lot of stuff has been going on in my family personally since then, so I haven't pushed the conversations, and I've blocked like him and my family members from my posts on Facebook, which feels really shitty because they're the ones that need to see it the most. But I'm trying to like, I don't know, figure out my place in this. So I really appreciate other people that have shared like what they've done with their families and their dads specifically, being like, sometimes maybe you literally need to push that and cut them off for a little bit. Like, I'm really scared to do that because I'm really close with my family, but I am still having these conversations. And just know that if you have shitty family, you're not alone. My parents are really good people and they're not racist, but I don't think they're actively anti-racist, and means conversations still need to happen. So thank you for sharing your stories with your families.
Just one more, please.
Just one little thing. So, I think one of the things that has been most powerful for me as part of this movement is hearing people of color talk about their stories, and particularly talking about their stories with the business. I've never been there. I could have been there, but a lot of lucky things happened in my life. First off, being just skin color, economic background, speak, weasel myself out of a situation, and I hear a lot of people of color talking about the frustration with what it feels like and the reality of the prison system, and it's valid, but I feel like it can be missing a component when there's not like that personal level of connection with what their story actually is like. It's really, really powerful for me when I hear someone talk about what they saw and what they heard, maybe even in excruciating detail. I think that that's something that I don't think anybody has an obligation to talk about that, but when I hear that, it's something I want to hear more of. It's powerful, it's meaningful, it's valuable. That's all I gotta say.
It fuels the fire.
Thinking about you two, I want to hear more about your story.
Yeah.
As much as you want to share.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, I don't really know how to explain it well, you know. It's like, but like, that mindset you really want to be in, like, you know? That mindset of being in my purpose, you know, what you really want to do. It's not really a place to have your brain switch to. Like out here, my brain switches there sometimes. Because of situations out here, it's like you always gotta be looking around, you always gotta make sure you're good. So it's like, being out here, my brain switches to that mode sometimes. Being locked up. Because it's the same scenario, just more wide open out here. So sometimes you'll catch me like just looking around all the time, just like making sure like I know what's around me, because it's that institutionalized mentality, it's that mentality of not knowing if somebody's gonna take a swing at you or what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just one of those things you always have to, well, me personally, I always think about in the back of my mind. Like, even now I know I don't have nothing going on, I ain't doing nothing wrong, but it's always the thought of like, damn, when these motherfuckers come around, it's just like, have I done anything that might send my ass back to prison lately? Like, it's that constant thought's always running through my head. But I mean, it's just what's gonna happen, you know? Once you go through that, it's just kind of one of those things that always happens to you.
Brain.
Yeah, it's one of those things that always happen to you. So it's just like, but at the end of the day, I mean, I might be a little scared about it, but you know, at the end of the day, just like all of us come out here risking our lives, you know?
Yeah.
It's one thing, we all might be scared. It's one thing to be scared, but it's another thing to be brave. It's a totally other thing to be brave. Because we might all come out here scared as fuck every single day, but we're brave enough to come out here and do it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we know this is what has to be done. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when I go in those modes, I'm a little scared because I tend to panic a little bit in those modes, because it's that fight or flight response thing. But at the end of the day, I think coming out here and being brave is more important than being scared of being locked back up in a box. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you're scared of being locked in a box, I mean, they're winning either way because they beat you mentally. Mentally, they broke you down to being scared of being put in a box. So they're winning. They already won because they beat you mentally.
You know what that makes me think of is it's learned helplessness. Like, this is really like fucked up stuff people were doing to animals, but like if you put a bunch of rats together in a cage and you put treats in a certain spot, and they learn that the treats are there, and then you start shocking rats when they go over there.
They're gonna keep going because they know it's where they're supposed to go for the treats. Yeah.
Once there's an experiment where they were doing this, and they started shocking the other rats. Like a rat would go and they'd get the treat, and then it'd shock all the other rats, and the other rats would attack him. And once they took the shocks away, all these rats still did the same thing when a rat came over and got that treat. Like it just, like this cycle of trauma just kept on continuing over and over again, even after that was removed. It's just a mind control that seeps in long after that punishment is removed.
I have a question. Why is it, and I'm assuming this may be some other people's opinions because I heard somebody say it's fuel to the fire. I feel as though it's weird to be fixated on people of colors, is the word that you said, of their traumas inside of jails or like what they went through, because that's a torture chamber. And just wanting to hear about that, like I'm really curious, because like for me that's not something I wanted to share. Like I thought TP was gonna go into detail, and that scared me. Like no, like don't. I whispered to her not to share that stuff, and it kind of worries me. And then also like worries me a little bit in comparison to people in jail and having this hopeless training that you talk about, and it was done on rats. Yeah.
Well, what I said was we aren't rats, so like that comparison, I hear why you said it, but it's also like white people have been comparing us to animals since the beginning of time. I don't like that.
honestly, that makes me think of Frederick Douglass and how people didn't believe him, and when he was going around speaking in northern states, white people wanted to hear about his trauma. They wanted to, because they didn't believe him, and so they wanted to hear the gruesome details. But like, I mean, take the man on his word. It's just like, I don't know. I mean,
That's a trend in this
like
country.
you see someone's eyes and you can tell that they've been through something, and all you got to do is just be there for that person. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's really valid. May I come back a little, because you were, and you're holding me to account in a good way. I feel like understood and appreciated in like a genuine way because you're holding me to account. I guess, okay, there's a few things that I'm thinking about in response to that. First off, when I'm telling other people who aren't on board with this, having something like meaningful that can touch them on a deep level holds a lot of weight. If you can get somebody to empathize with that, then you can change their minds. When people are stubborn, hearing a story is something that can really touch them. Secondly, when I was a teenager, I took a variety of ADHD drugs that permanently altered my brain chemistry, and I stopped having any sort of emotional empathic connection with anybody. And I spent most of my teenage years as a very sociopathic person. I had difficulty. When I would see people in pain, I'd see people hurt, like I recognized, like, oh, I don't think that should be good, but I didn't have any visceral response to any of these things. And that is the way I felt through most of this movement too. Like, there's a missing piece for me because I have difficulty connecting with other people on an empathic level, and it's changed a lot, and it feels like it's getting better, but why I'm driven to do that is because I want to get to a point where I can actually like feel a connection and understand it, because that gives me more motivation, and it means that I feel like I can project an energy that's more helpful in the ways that I can. And I guess also I recognize that a lot of people maybe haven't had exactly that experience that I talked about, but I think a lot of people have had their heartstrings cut in one way or another. They've become cold and unfeeling. And I think that the most powerful tool people have in their arsenal is that story. And I understand what you mean, that when you've gone through trauma, you might not want to hear about it. You might not want to hear it shared. That makes sense to me, and I respect that. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say.
Oh, I think the Black, Brown, and Indigenous narratives are important. I think the point is that, our trauma is not for white consumption, period. Point blank.
Poverty porn.
Yeah, there's a lot of trauma porn all over Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of that, and it's not anything that white folks will ever understand on that deeper level. So, I don't know, I just wanted to put that out there, and I think that's kind of the direction you're kind of going with that. But
I have a response to this, although if a person of color has something more to say, please cut me off. So I talk a lot and I know that. I want to pass the mic if it needs to be passed. But what you're talking about of not being able to empathize very well is almost a smaller scale of why this happens on a larger scale. Is we're taught from birth to not see people of color as people and taught not to empathize with them. And it's easier to empathize with you guys when we get to hear about your traumas. And by the way, TK, thank you for sharing that. I'm really honored that I got to hear it. That's you guys doing the work for us, is what it is. Is like, I shouldn't have to know your story to care, or I shouldn't have to experience empathy in order to be doing the work. And it's also my job to take apart all of the reasons that I don't have that same empathy, and to work on that myself without having to hear all of the details of your stories. Even from minimal details, or even from you guys saying, you know, I'm from a group that's been through a lot of things, I should be taking that as enough to empathize with you. I don't need to you shouldn't be trying to stimulate my empathy to pull me in, to motivate me. I should be motivating myself, and I should be unpacking that, and I should be doing the work.
We're also here to like stand against police brutality, and so I don't know why you would have to see that in order to feel something, in order to feel like this suddenly makes sense as to why you're here. You shouldn't have to hear the details of the trauma in order to realize that this wouldn't be organized at the beginning of the night before any conversation even happened if there wasn't trauma as a precursor to this event, you know, or any of the events that have happened for the last 154 days, you know.
This almost goes into the ableism that exists in our society against people who struggle with automatic empathy, and people who have sociopathy. What's the
sociopathic tendencies?
The actual, not oppositional defiance, antisocial personality disorders is what I was looking for. Is you don't need to feel empathy in order to have sympathy and have compassion. You don't need to be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes in an automatic way in order to care about them and in order to try and help them on a personal level and on a systemic level.
I think something that white people need to understand, and it's something I'm just starting to understand, is you can have shared experiences in protest. You can be pepper sprayed and tear gassed and rubber bulleted and run for your life and thrown on the ground with batons. But, you know, I'll speak for my own personal life. I get to go back to my town that is 99% white. It's 99% white because it was founded on racist roots of white-only neighborhoods. And no one's going to look at me cross-eyed when I go into the grocery store. No one's going to hold their purse closer because of that. A person of color can't change, if you say you're Asian, their physical appearance. They may have, they may have Asian features, but they may be very white skinned. A black person doesn't go home and peel their skin off. We will never understand, no matter how it's explained to us, no matter how much we will never fully understand their experiences. So all we can try to do is empathize and work to change the system so that the system is equal, truly equal for everybody. Because right now we live in a system that is just apartheid, has a nice shiny veneer on it. It has some chrome and some flashy lights.
It's what we live in.
I'm gonna be real. I don't even like talking about this shit. I really don't. Because, I mean, it might seem like it, but I really don't. Because, why? Why would I want to? It's not like it was just this good thing and one thing like that. Like, sometimes we have to also think about, like, well, we white people have to think about, like, yeah. Maybe that person doesn't want to talk about that. Maybe that was just the worst thing. Like, you know,
yeah.
Before we start being so interested in it. Because not everybody wants to talk about that. Not everybody wants to even hear about it. I damn sure don't even really like talking about it. It's just, it gets asked so many goddamn times, it's just like, whatever. But like, that shit is not like something we should all like, you guys as white people should be fucking so interested in, because it's been happening. It's not like it just started. It didn't start with me. It didn't start with anybody sitting here. It's been happening. It didn't just all of a sudden pop up in 2020. That shit didn't start here. Because truth be told, there's people that worse have happened to than me. Or anybody sitting here. Actually, somebody sitting here actually went through worse than I did. To be real. I'm being completely honest. This shit didn't just start this fucking year, though. It's been fucking happening for centuries. It's been happening. It didn't just start now. It didn't just start 5 years ago. It didn't start 2 years ago. It's been happening. So to still have this, for white people, to still have this infatuation with it, like it just started, it's crazy because it hasn't. It didn't just start here. It might have just been brought to your attention, but I encourage us all to go back into the history books. Not the ones that they taught in school either. Go back into the history books that you don't know about. Go back into the history that they didn't teach you.
People's history of the United States.
Start there. That's a great place to start if you ask me. Howard Zen is a great place to start if you ask me. But go back and look at that shit. And maybe you guys as white people would not be so infatuated with knowing so much about it or wanting to hear about it because it's not something that should be really talked about. Because let's be real, as you're saying, what's understood shouldn't have to be explained. And if we all understood that and why those things are happening, I don't think we would really much want to hear it explained too much, if you ask me. Because I understand it, so I really could care less about hearing it explained to me. I've lived it. Like I said, there's somebody sitting amongst us right now that went through worse than what I did. So.
And on so much that we're here to protest against police brutality, but y'all, it's so much more than this. This country was not only built on stolen land, but by stolen people. Y'all get that? Like, literally the founding of this nation wasn't its actual founding. Like at all. This isn't just a police thing. It never has, it never will be. TK was just talking about education. Our education system is so messed up. It's so messed up. Our students, our youth are still in a messed up education, hurting during COVID. Like, the differences is surmountable. And even more than that, our health care. From black women dying in childbirth, so much more than white women.
300% greater
Black
chance.
people dying so much more, and indigenous dying more than anyone. When they're the smallest number. Like, there is so much injustice in this country, and if you were here 2 days ago, we were talking about, like, y'all need to be educating yourself on this. Because the schools aren't going to do it for you. That Thanksgiving dinner, which honestly, hello genocide, you shouldn't be having it, isn't going to do it. It's not. Your families, I wish they would do it, but we're learning from how many racist parents y'all got. Like, you gotta be educating yourself. And you gotta educate your neighborhood. You gotta educate your classroom. I'm gonna keep doing it, but I don't wanna do the chanting. Because at the end of the day, y'all, this is so much more than police. So much. Like, it is so much more. Like, I just wish y'all got it. Because sometimes I wonder, I'm about to have a surgery, for example, and I was telling someone that I'm probably going to either do the surgery in like Atlanta or DC or somewhere where there's a lot of black people so I could find a black doctor. This person's like, but what if the doctor here's just as good? Well, the doctors here are white. And in this country, there's a history of white people and white doctors messing up black women. So I'm done with taking those chances.
Amen.
And those things, like, it is so much more than police. Like, I just wish you guys could do. I just encourage you to do like homework and be like, what are the ways black people are disenfranchised in the US? Or what are the ways black people have been hurt or brutalized by the healthcare system or the education system or the law system? Like, or the library card system, literally any system.
It's not just the criminal justice system that's fucked.
It's really not. Like,
literally is
and
not.
I
This is
just,
one part of it.
I just said that like every white person here is racist, and y'all aren't police. I hope.
Who's not racist?
I'm surprised one of you guys end up being the police. I'd be upset.
But you know that goes along with saying like it's not just about police, and I think we come out here and talk about much more than police. I hope maybe we should start talking about it more. But today I had a conversation with my little sister's principal and the assistant principal because the fucking teacher told her Black Lives Matter is political and told that teacher off. And when I got to talk to the black lady of the school that was a part of this investigation, I told her ass too. This Black Lives Matter shit is not just about the police, it's in the schools too. It's in the schools too, and it's starting there. It's starting there where you're gonna teach my young one that a teacher can shut her down and tell her the color, I'm sorry, ours, TK is getting sensitive, can teach our young one that the color of her skin is political. So then when she goes out there and something does say happens with police, she has fucking teachers in the back of her head telling her this shit is political and she should have shut up and stopped fucking talking about it. It's beyond that. It's especially in our schools. Especially in our schools.
Literally, this education system, this year, I had to, or not had to, I got the privilege to drive one of my students back to their school, Graham Hill, and threw the textbook on the table, and I'm like, why does it say that white Europeans in the U.S. had indentured servants that were willing to come to the U.S.? Why does it say that? At Graham Hill, a predominantly black school, why does it say that?
Yeah.
Because when we look at integration, one of the worst parts of integration, you kick black people out from teaching, and you had white teachers who did not want those kids to be there, spit on them, yelled at them, threatened them, and are still teaching them lies to this day. I mean, Ruby Bridges, for example, y'all need to look it up. Like, there were own teachers who left the school. Teachers who threatened to poison her. There's only one teacher in that whole entire school that wanted her there. And those things get passed on. It's generational PTSD. It's generational trauma that continues to get passed down.
Racism is fucking passed down too. They told me today, literally, and Tika can vouch for this because we were both on this call, that it's okay for teachers not to agree with Black Lives Matter being human rights or it being political as long as they don't talk about it. No, the fuck it's not. They are teaching these children. They are teaching these children. And the lady called it a luxury now that they can look back at the Zoom calls and see what these teachers are saying to them. Thank fucking God.